It's going to be hard. That's
Yeah.
what she said. Good evening, everybody. How are we? Everybody good tonight? Yeah? 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 Okay.
Oh, who, me?
Jenny.
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
No, I was asking the chat. See here, my
hi,
cat.
chat.
He's in there. My cat. He's in the litter box. Okay, dude. Psst. That's good, man.
Who's all in the chat today?
Let's see. We have Marie. Got Modern
Marie.
Booster this morning, Marie says. Good job, Marie. We have John Christian. We have Mac, which he'll be in and out because he's probably either over at my brother's or working. Commander and Krabby went to soak in the bath and will be back. And Ollie, who knows? Ollie could be anywhere by now. He's probably really high wherever he is. So, yeah.
Well, hi is good.
Hi, Krabby. Oh, Ollie is here. Kyle said he might join soon, grabbing foods. Not just one food.
Well,
several food.
Start out with some local news. Purple show did not go on today, as you might know.
No, I didn't know that.
And we finally got word as to why she had some equipment failures.
Oh.
And so the show was not possible.
Oh.
But we
that sucks
because there were equipment failures.
Right. It's hard to communicate on the internet when your device to communicate on the internet doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it's like when your phone fucked up there for a couple days and you disappeared. You know, that's
We're hoping for a show tomorrow night then. So
Jenny, I have a question for you.
All right, ask away.
What is your so by the way, everybody, we're doing an Ask Me Anything tonight. The rule, don't be a dick. But anybody want to ask any question? You can ask a random question. It doesn't even have to pertain to me and Jenny, and we're just going to try to answer anything we can. And if not, we will bullshit our way through it, and I will leave that to Jenny because she's a pro. So
not too much pressure.
But you're so good at it, Jay. Like, you'll say something and I'm really like thinking, wow, okay, this is good information. And then at the end, you say something funny, and then we realize the whole thing was a fucking made up joke. And you get me all the time. So I'm like, oh, what's she saying? You know, she knows some shit. Oh, come on, man. So you get me sometimes. You do too. Don't you start that shit. And nothing but the truth. So help me, lack of God. Boy Scouts. I always say lack of God.
Back when I was in FBI training, I did have to take an oath of truthfulness, and it was written in such a way that it's something that you have to live with for your life. You can't just walk away from it when you leave the FBI. So when I left, I had to stick to it. So I always tell the truth. It's just the way life is.
So you've never worked for the FBI.
I didn't.
See? I know what you did with most of your life. You told me about every job you've ever had, and you've never mentioned that. I think I would know by now.
Well, it was a secret.
I mean, I've only known you for 2.5 years, Jenny. You think maybe I'd know by now? Can you believe it's been that long since I met you? No, it's not 2.5. It's literally like almost exactly 2 years, like within a couple weeks.
I'm sure I can believe that. I don't keep track of that kind of stuff myself.
Well, it's just that I remember shit. Like, I'll talk to somebody, I'll go, damn, I remember when I met you, damn, I remember when I found you. So,
Mac, I'd only been out of the FBI for about 3 years at that point. So,
okay. First question.
Yeah.
By Cosmic Kyle. Question is, you get to live anywhere rent-free. You get an unlimited supply of 3 things. Where and what are the 3 things?
I get to live anywhere rent-free and an unlimited supply of 3 things.
Just 3 things.
Okay. Oh, damn. Oh, this is hard. Okay. I guess the unlimited supply would be pizza, chocolate milk, and marijuana. And live anywhere rent-free, I guess, in your head.
That's great, Jenny. I like it. Okay, so mine would be if I could live. See, the live anywhere thing is really hard because there's lots of places. I've always wanted to. Oh, good. We got a third victim. I mean, guest.
Oh,
We were doing
yeah.
an Ask Me Anything stream.
Hey,
Oh,
Larry.
I was gonna say you're not gonna vivisect me, are you?
No. So you can read the question below, and Jenny already answered, and I'm going to take my turn because I already started. So the first thing I would say that I want an unlimited supply of is T-bone steaks. Because then I know I'm always going to have fucking protein. I'll survive. I'll be fine. I can get everything else out in the woods. I just need protein. I need meat because my hypoglycemia is weird. Like beans and shit don't do it for me. So it has to be like some form of actual like animal meat.
You're a guy. You need to chew on flesh.
I don't know. I've just always been like that. I mean, I've tried eating beans and
Mhm.
soy this and all the protein. I put 3 times as much protein in my body in one day from veggie stuff than I normally would with meat, and I still felt sick.
Mhm.
So, anyways, so it would be steak, my perfectly made coffee. Yeah, I want it come to me perfectly made and hot. That's what I want. And
Right, steak and
some
coffee.
some form of a dark chocolate, because I'm gonna grow weed. I don't need the unlimited supply of the weed. I'm gonna grow the weed because I'm gonna be wherever the fuck I want to be. Probably gonna be a rainforest like
Yeah.
God, what's that one place that guy said I always wanted to go to blah blah, and I looked it up. It's beautiful, like someplace like New Zealand or something
Yeah.
like that.
So
Yeah,
your
really
colon health is
green,
gonna
pretty.
be
You can
pristine.
go out in the middle of nowhere kind of place. So, what say you, Larry?
If I got to live anywhere rent free,
Mm-hmm.
I would love it if this place was rent free. This is the new digs, by the way. This is the new apartment.
Oh yeah, you are in the place.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, this place is like $1,100 a month. So if this could be free, that would be great. And then an unlimited supply of 3 things. Well, I gotta have diet soda because I'm one of those people. And then, it has to be like a singular item, not like a category of things.
It says an unlimited supply of 3 things, so that
Okay.
wouldn't imply one item.
Okay. So I would say
I
probably.
mean, I guess you could say a multi-pack of potato chips or
Okay.
something, but you don't want to get too crazy, right?
Gasoline. Because
Okay.
gas just hit $4 a gallon here. And the third thing would have to be probably white rice. I love white rice.
Yeah.
That's a
And I
Really,
can
that
make
was
it
my
into other
that,
things.
that was my nickname in basic training.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I hung out with a bunch of black chicks, and I was the only white person, and they called me White Rice. So, because they left the end off of everything, because that's how black people were very slangy in 1989. I'm talking about 1989. So they all had that like kind of ghetto thing going on, right?
Mhm.
And so I got a shirt that said on the back WHIRIC,
Oh.
and they all knew what it meant.
I saw Marie said hi. Hi, Marie.
We have victim number 4 who started this whole debacle.
Hello,
Kyle,
hello.
Where do you want to live, and what's your 3 things?
All right. I was thinking about this. I want to live in the forests of Norway in a cabin.
Ooh.
Well, that's an interesting choice.
But isn't it cold as fuck there in the winter?
I overheat like in an ice bath. Like I will
Have
overheat.
you ever lived in like the frozen, frigid north? You ever lived in like North Dakota?
No, but I live in Indiana and it gets down to like negatives
Yeah.
up here. So
Not the same.
Kyle, do you ever sleep with like one foot sticking out from under the blankets?
I sleep sometimes with no blankets and a fan.
Yeah. I
Okay.
do the same thing. In the
I can't do
wintertime,
it. I
I
have
leave
to
my
have
window
something
open a
on top of me.
crack.
Yeah, my window's open right now because it's like 50 degrees. It's real nice.
Oh, 50 is great. It got up to 62 here today, guys.
Ooh.
2 days in a row. 60 yesterday and 62 today.
It'll be
I think-
it'll be 71 in 2 days, but tomorrow's going to be 40.
No, yeah, that's what it does here.
It was
that's
30.
the high
It was
desert.
37
It's
below
weird.
here today.
What was that?
No, fuck that.
37 below.
Oh,
No,
Oh
let
no!
me say
Wait
it
a minute.
again.
No, I'm sorry. It
Okay.
was 40 degrees today. I
Yeah.
forgot.
Okay.
oh, that's a little
So
better.
did you answer, Kyle? I'm sorry. I got totally distracted.
Oh, right. So Norway forests. My three things would, of course, be weed.
You can grow it. Don't use your unlimited thing. You can grow weed.
In Norway?
Yeah, you could grow it, but there's labor involved, and I'm a stoner, so that's not
It's
gonna
not
work.
that hard, bro.
And
Oh.
pot don't grow too good in Norway.
I'm so sorry. I have to butt in because we were talking about growing stuff in Norway. Did you guys ever see there was a television special about a guy who literally built a glass greenhouse over like 2.5 acres surrounding his house so that his house in like northern Germany could be warmer?
That's a great idea.
And he had like
Build a
gardens
house
and
over
stuff.
top of his house.
Yeah, he put a great big glass ceiling over it. It had to have been like at least an acre in size.
That's so smart, though.
Over the house
That's
and then over like
awesome.
his garden area where he grew his like vegetables and stuff because
Fuck
the
yeah.
growing season in northern Germany is
He
only
made
like
a huge
a week.
greenhouse.
Yeah.
And also, what's cool about that is if you have a glass over top of your house in the wintertime, because if you're living in a place like Norway that's normally cold most of the year,
Mhm.
that all the glass is going to take that sun and reflect it down, and it will heat up your house.
I could
That's
never
so smart.
ever do that. It would cut too deeply into my favorite hobby,
Which is
Bird
throwing
watching.
stones.
oh.
See,
Jenny.
see, do you see that shit? She said, I'm full of shit. Okay, Mac wants to know what your favorite potato chip is, Jenny.
Nobody makes my favorite potato chip. But if they did, it would be a ripple cut, kettle cooked potato chip.
Not bad,
They
not
make
bad.
ripple cuts. They
Just
make
salt?
kettle cooked, but nobody's ever done the combination that I've been able to find.
There is a brand called Kettle Cooked that has ripple potato chips. And all of their stuff is kettle cooked. And I love their ripple potato chips. They're thick, they're crunchy, they taste like a fucking potato, like they should. They actually taste like a potato chip. And they make a kind that's salt and pepper. It is the fucking bomb.
Oh,
it is my
I love
favorite one.
pepper chips.
They also make another kind that they cook. They use truffle oil when they make the chips, and it's also a ripple kettle cooked. And that shit is a bomb too. Tastes just like truffles.
Yeah, my favorite chip is probably that. It's Grippo's Maui onion.
See, that's that sweet thing though.
Oh. I was confused why Max said Larry doesn't need Google, and then I saw in my reflection, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mac and Ollie said they want more wishes.
Wish for more
You know
wishes.
what? Memnock, I don't know who you are, but hello and welcome. Nothing like a nicely seared ribeye. I agree. And that's why I said my one unlimited thing would have to be not just a steak. I want T-bones. Because I can give the bone to my dogs.
There you go. I would go unlimited buffalo chicken wings. That shit's addictive to me.
I work in a gourmet kitchen now, so I basically get like filet mignon twice a week now, and I'm so fucking spoiled.
There you go.
All three of you like hot stuff, don't you?
Oh yeah.
What is it with guys and hot stuff?
I don't like anything that like physically hurts you, but I like warm stuff. I like curry and stuff like that.
I like the endorphin rush.
It does nothing like that. I just like the taste of different things. But honestly, I'm not a big, like, super hot person. I used to eat hot stuff all the time. And I got to the point that I just decided, I just want to taste my food.
Yeah.
I want to taste the food. And if you eat something that's really hot by the third or fourth bite, you ain't tasting shit anymore. All you taste is that fucking heat and a little shred of the flavor of the food that you're eating. And I don't like that.
You got to find
Oh,
a
I
sauce
won't
that
eat anything
balances.
too heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not everything's
So,
like that, man.
There are
I live in
some.
the Southwest. There's lots of hot food here.
I've got a great blueberry ghost pepper hot sauce that I actually mix with a little bit of mayo when I make bacon sandwiches.
Oh, I
And-
love mixing hot sauce. I usually put a little bit of ketchup too, hot sauce and mayo, mix it up, eat for fries.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
delicious with fries. Fuck yeah.
So there are certain kinds of peppers that I eat because I think they taste good, not necessarily
Mm.
for any specific amount of hotness. Like I just like
Right.
how poblano peppers taste. They can be pretty hot, especially if you don't cook them for a very long time. Or like jalapenos. Jalapenos are just delicious.
I like the taste of jalapenos,
yeah.
but I got to strip all the seeds, all the ribs, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
then I can only eat a small quantity.
Well, you know what, Jenny? One day you should come visit me, and I will introduce you to the home of the Hatch Green Chili.
Ooh.
No, I do not eat hot.
No. It's not always hot. It's not always hot. It's about the flavor.
Mhm.
Chili sauce, like chili.
I
They just call it chili.
Taco
here,
Bell.
but
Taco
it's like
Bell is too
salsa.
hot for me.
What is?
Taco Bell is too hot for me.
Oh.
Well, anyways, they make Hatch Green chilies that have no heat to them, and it's like eating a green pepper basically, but with a
Mhm.
different flavor.
Yeah.
But it's Hatch Green chili flavored.
See, I
And they have them
green
all the way up
peppers.
to this is gonna fucking hurt.
Yeah.
Like from mild green pepper to this is gonna fucking hurt.
Green peppers, red peppers, yellow bell peppers are
Fine,
pretty much
Kyle.
one of the best foods on the planet.
So Mage says that they're making stuffed squash with Seminole pumpkins. I've never eaten pumpkin just like straight up. I've eaten squash like straight up, but now I'm really,
Been to do
really
my
intrigued.
job. I gotta bring people in and everything. God
Connection
damn it.
issues. I am sorry.
That's okay.
Nah, you're fine.
Kyle, did we ever get what your third thing was? Or did I just not hear?
Probably diet root beer.
Oh, no. Budambi.
Oh, come on. No.
Diet. Wait a minute. What's with you people with diet? I can't stand the taste of diet anything. That fake sugar taste in there. Fucking
That is
kills
the
me.
one exception. Is
I
diet root beer for me.
can't.
No,
So-
how can you bastardize root beer that way?
All
So
taste.
That's like totally immoral.
all
I
taste
can't
is-
have sugar.
root beer makes
all
me
right, then
think
you're
of
allowed.
like star anise and licorice flavor, and both of those things make me want to throw up.
I guess I just have weird taste.
I like black licorice.
You're
despise
okay, Kyle. You're
licorice.
allowed. You're allowed to like whatever you like.
Despise licorice. It's disgusting.
Yeah, see, I like licorice.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's
And
like
the
a
black
whole
jelly
flavor
beans. Do you eat the
profile.
black jelly beans?
Just
Yeah,
outing
nope.
myself tonight. Yeah, I like the black
Can't
ones too.
stand them.
Yeah.
But then again,
Tastes
like,
like
this is the shit
shit.
that I drink, and this has literally no flavor at all. This tastes like watered down battery acid, and I drink like 18 of them a day.
Yeah,
So
I can't
don't
do
take
Diet
taste
Coke.
advice from me.
The
Larry, I'm
worst,
gonna
the
send you
worst
cans
one.
like that full of water. You need to drink more water, sir.
Larry,
No.
the worst one has got to be the Diet caffeine-free Coke.
No, but yeah, because that's
You
even
know,
worse. Because at least you
the-
you don't even get the caffeine out of it, so you're just tasting bad. You're drinking
Yeah,
bad
there's
tasting
no
stuff for no
point.
reason.
Right.
You guys know what tardigrades are, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's this
Nope.
in the chat. If there's anybody who doesn't know, tardigrades are this little microscopic animal. They're not a bacteria. They've got 10 legs. They got a mouth. They got eyes. They're segmented, kind of like a caterpillar, but they're really, 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 really tiny, like a tenth of a millimeter.
And really tough.
And they are
Yeah.
the toughest creature on the planet. They can survive space. They can survive living at the edges of volcanoes.
Mhm.
I
They
was
can
going to say,
survive.
I've heard of them.
They
Yeah,
can
the volcano.
survive being dried out, sit
Yep.
for 100 years, and then be
Yep.
brought back to life.
Yep.
Okay,
Jeez.
these tardigrades
Yeah.
are like tough. Okay,
Oh
Okay.
my god. Man.
the sweetener in Coke will kill them.
Yeah. So
Oh
so
my
Jenny,
God.
So Jenny, what I'm gonna take from that is I'm tougher than a tardigrade.
I mean, I guess that's a way to look at it, but I'm kind of terrified, dude.
Yes,
Well, I tell you,
aspartame
the
is
tardigrade-
very, very toxic. It's
It's
like
gonna kill me.
so you know propylene glycol. Do you know what that is?
Oh yeah,
It's
Yeah.
antifreeze.
it's called
So,
antifreeze.
yeah. So in the turn of the
It's
century,
not- wait. Wait, it is not antifreeze. It is an
No, there's
ingredient.
polypropylene.
It's an ingredient in antifreeze.
It is also an ingredient in breathing treatments for asthmatics and
Yeah.
people with lung cancer. It's also in your vape juice.
Yeah,
I was
it's
gonna
been
say
lots
that.
of different stuff, but it
Yeah.
is
in a lot. Propylene glycol is in more shit than you will
Yes.
ever fucking realize.
it is a form of antifreeze. Ethylene glycol is the other type.
The point is-
main type that we mostly use.
Point is,
Right.
after like 1 milliliter, like half a milliliter of the stuff, it becomes like potentially poisonous to humans. We used to put it in wine. Well, not we, like Germans and Austrians used to put it in wine to make it taste sweet without putting sugar in it because it was considered low class to put sugar in wine.
Uh-huh.
Huh.
But so we have a long history of drinking shit that's bad for us.
Facts. That's a fact.
It's a good thing my main drink is water.
Yeah. I do actually drink a lot of water, especially now that I'm working a lot outside. I
Good.
get I start in the morning, I grab one of those like 1.5 liter squeezy bottles of water at Speedway,
Mhm.
and then I
Yeah.
refill it in the kitchen like 3 or 4 times.
Good.
Good. You drink more water than I do. See, actually, I drink water all day. I don't drink enough of it. I
Mhm.
drink coffee all day. And
Can't
you can
stand coffee.
actually
John Christian, you've
Hold on.
seen tardigrades?
Yeah, he said, well, I'm sure he meant like in a picture or under a microscope. Like you don't see them.
Well, yeah, the only way to see them is under a microscope.
Yeah, they're that big. And my fingers are touching.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how big
Cool.
they are.
I've always wanted to see one live through a microscope. They're so cute.
Well,
I
that's
think they should genetically engineer them up to about 2 feet in length.
No.
because they're that cute.
Well, they don't have the anatomical structures to support that kind of size, though. They would just kind of goosh.
Well, I don't know. You never know. If you're increasing size, you're not just increasing size; you're increasing all the dimensions.
Yeah.
So the skin would be thicker, and maybe it would work out.
I didn't realize today was going to be an AMA, so now I'm very afraid. But on the other hand, if anybody knows the correct questions to ask, I have a lot of great stories.
Yeah, bring them on. You're not required to answer anything that is beyond your limits. That's
okay.
Perfect.
I'm ready for
Okay,
some questions.
Ollie's question. As per the rules of pro disc golf, and fuck you, Ollie. Let me start by saying that. But let's go. I said any question. If you throw your disc and it lands with most of the disc out of bounds, but part of the disc is on the out of bounds line, is the disc in bounds or out? I'm going to say out.
I would say out.
I'm gonna say in because Ollie's a trickster.
See, but he didn't say there was any in past the line. It's on the line. And
I don't
the rest
know
out.
what
I think it would be out.
actual regulation
I think
is.
if half of it was in and on the line, then it would be considered in.
I think I would say that would be out, but I didn't know that disc golf had out of bounds lines in general.
Yeah, I've never seen them on a course.
Apparently it does. Or they do. Yeah. Well, because Ollie's the king of disc golf. He knows all of it.
Oh, okay. So
we all know that.
But
he literally plays and refs.
How do they mark that then? I've never seen
Maybe
any
the disc
lines
is on the
whatsoever.
line that the disc is considered in bounds. There you go.
All right.
Correct.
I guess the guys who wrote those rules were just really needed to give themselves all the advantage they could, because it's on the line in 10. It's out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't want to lose, do you?
Well, I'm used to losing.
Me too.
I've never played disc golf.
I finally became a winner in the last year.
Neither have I.
I'll play disc golf when they come out with carts, like in about regular golf.
Do you know what I would love?
Used one of those.
I would love to find like a local league for rugby, though. I haven't played rugby since I was in high school.
Oh, no, I'm good, bro.
Yeah, I'm all right.
I'm good.
My favorite part of rugby is when you hear the bone snap.
Oh,
see the problem I have. Well, I have two problems with rugby right now. Soon it'll only be one problem. My first problem is anytime I have played football, I have gotten hit up here somewhere, and it does not feel good.
Yeah.
I am very, very sensitive there.
Mm-hmm.
So once those are removed,
Mhm.
I wouldn't mind, except I have a large scar that goes from the left of my belly button to the left of my spine, and I'm missing a piece of rib. And when people poke me there, it feels like somebody took like a tattoo needle, thick one, and like
Ugh.
it hurts.
That's not great.
The nerves go wah,
Mhm.
and it hurts.
Yeah.
So I'll never do any contact sport again. I stopped doing that in 2005 after my surgery.
Your microphone.
Your sound is going nuts.
Oh no, now we have to carry the show. Quick, somebody say something funny.
Poor B. Yes, something funny.
Thank
Ted
you.
Cruz is a man of man of men.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. I feel icky.
Well, you said
inside
funny.
now.
I thought that was pretty funny.
It's definitely a joke.
Yeah.
So, anything interesting happened to you guys today?
Well, I will repeat what B and I mentioned early on in the show. I don't remember if we were on or not. Down in Texas, it's Texas. It's always fucking Texas. An ACLU went to a judge and petitioned to have an injunction put on the Governor Abbott's. We're going to torture parents and make them child abusers with felony charges and stuff if they have trans kids.
That's fucking horrible.
Yes, it is, and it probably will be found unconstitutional. But until that time, he said this on Friday, and yesterday they started going after people.
Yeah. This is one of those things where like people, straight, cis, middle class people who've never had a problem in their entire lives, we're so tired of hearing about the gays. We're so tired of hearing about feminists. We're so tired of hearing about the trans.
It's just apathy.
When you're such a small minority, you can't shut up ever. Because the second that anybody feels an ounce of complacency, they set the fucking Inquisition on us. Like literally, that's what's happening.
Oh yeah. Well, it's the same thing that happens with black people too.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing happens to them. They go out, they protest, they do peaceful protests. They stand there with signs, maybe sing some songs or something, and then when they get quiet, all of a sudden they're the big criminals again. And that's it. It's a constant fucking pattern. We're all in the same boat. They've just been fucking treated worse for longer.
Well, anyways, the injunction is in effect, and so they had to bring all their little witch hunts to a halt. But interestingly enough, the first person they went after is a woman who works for Child Protective Services.
Yeah, I read that.
Who
story.
has a child who is transgender.
Yeah.
They went after one of their own.
Yeah. The worst part about that is she went to her boss and she was like, hey, I don't know what the ethical thing to do here is. So she went and talked to her boss, who she had known for quite some time, and was like, hey, I don't know what to do. Help me. Immediately sent home. Immediately put under investigation.
Put on leave. I didn't hear with pay or not, but they took her out. They said, you're not here anymore.
Yeah.
Texas is a horrible place.
Yeah. It's
the more and more that develops there, the less and less the fact that Austin is a liberal place means anything.
Yeah. That's why what people think about Indiana. Like most people, when they think about Indiana, they think about Indianapolis, and Indianapolis is one county out of 80, and the other 79 are all incredibly hostile towards people of color, towards gay people. It's not all like it is in the big city.
Yeah, I live very close to. I don't know. I guess I don't really want to name it's Martinsville, Indiana. It's a very, very bad place.
Yeah. I mean,
for
we have fucking sundown towns still.
wow.
Yeah.
Tell the chat what that is,
Yeah.
who don't know.
Oh, so a sundown town basically means that if you are a person of color and occasionally of other minority groups like us, that you can pass through a town and you'll have no problems. You can stay there during the day. You can get a Coke at the McDonald's, but you have to leave before nightfall because there is a high probability that you will experience violence.
Wow. That's and that makes me nauseous to hear about.
Yeah.
I
So
know, right?
my husband is mixed race. And so for our honeymoon, we went on this big long road trip throughout the entire South. And
Oh,
that
cool.
was not a thing that we knew about until we took that trip. Like everybody thinks that, we had a black president and now racism is over.
No, bullshit.
No.
Bullshit. You know what I think that was? Everybody want my opinion? I think
Yes.
that was the government trying to appease black people.
I think he was also incredibly popular. So,
Well, no, and I loved him actually, but I'm just saying, when they want someone in office, they're going to be in office.
yeah.
It's just like Trump. They wanted him in. It doesn't matter what we fucking voted or not. And then they got sick of him and they wanted him out.
Yeah.
Yep.
There is a lot of political theater, especially about social issues like these.
Yeah. Hey, Gio, what's up, buddy?
Well,
yes, Mac, that
of
is
course
super fucked up.
the issue itself is still at hand. In fact, Alabama introduced a law, I believe it was today, that is pretty much a boilerplate of the Texas law.
Mm-hmm.
To put parents in jail with felony charges and label them as child abusers for life.
Yeah.
Can't even.
And interestingly,
Oh no,
Jesus!
I
didn't even bring them back in. They popped them back in by themselves.
Senate bill, I think 2845 in Hawaii, passed out of committee today, and it basically says that you insurance companies, you will cover transgender people for whatever they need to have a successful transition.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's expected that it will pass the legislature and the governor will sign it.
Yeah, and we have stuff like Indiana's version of the bathroom bill has come back. And so I don't know if it's like made it to the floor yet, but like this stuff is popping up everywhere because once one state brings it forth, then everybody around all copycats because they want to go with whatever is going to stir up their right-wing base.
Yep. Agreed. The reason I'm going to say I agree with this mage is this is why. It pissed off a lot of white people that are racist, probably all of them.
Yeah.
That a black man was holding a higher office than any of them.
Yeah.
So yes, I think it did bring out more racism. It pissed some people off.
Yeah.
I don't think it was Obama's fault, except for the fact that he was black.
Yeah. Well, isn't there, I can't remember who said it. It was maybe LBJ, but it was like, convince the poorest white man that he's better than the richest black man, and you can rob them for everything they have.
Yeah.
Because they always want to have and that's why we're having like so much like infighting, I think, with our community, is that everybody wants somebody to look down on. And they don't want to admit that that's what it is because you don't want to feel like a bad person. But we have feminists split into, egalitarians and TERFs because everybody wants to have somebody to look down on.
Right. No, it's true. And the sad fact, and it's not like anybody's being mean. It's just part of being human.
Yeah.
It's just what happens. It's like someone that's in a bad way or having a bad life and they want everybody else to be mad too. Yeah. And they hate people that are happy. You cannot infect those people with happiness. Because I've seen thousands of people in my life said something nice to them or made them laugh or something, and they were kind of perked up a little bit, you know. And but no, I'm talking about like the assholes that you're not going to reach those bastards, you know. And that's how they are.
I don't understand how somebody could be so internally hateful. Like what kind of bad life have you had to be able to target somebody else simply because they're not like you?
Yeah.
I'll never understand.
I mean, really,
it.
I don't know. You know what I don't get of the whole thing, Kyle, of all of it, of the color of people's skin, of sexuality, of, you know, being trans. This is what I don't understand. Why the fuck do they care?
Mm-hmm.
It does not affect them. Don't hang out around gay and trans people if you don't like us.
Well, but if we're brought into the mainstream, then there's a chance that they might have to sit in a toilet stall next to us.
Yeah.
Just ignore us and go on with their life the way we ignore you.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do. I just don't understand why people give a flying fuck what other people are doing with their lives. I don't care. As long as you're not hurting anybody, I don't give a fuck.
If you're personally offended by happiness, you have problems that just probably won't be resolved ever.
Yeah. This is so Geo Sam, this is kind of his question, is that why does society give people such a hard time for being gender nonconforming? Yeah. And I think it's pretty much the same reason that people are prejudiced against basically any group.
They don't understand it because they're not it.
Everybody is socially coded from a young age with this kind of blanket sense of these are the rules. This is how people are. This is how men are. This is how women are. This is how society is. And none of those things are like rules written into the fabric of the universe. It's all just shit we've made up. And so they grow up and they realize not everybody follows the rules. And then they freak out because that's what their sense of identity is based on. And if their sense of identity isn't based on something concrete, then who are they? Who are they in the grand scheme of things? And I don't think a lot of people are emotionally self-aware in that way to recognize that that's where that insecurity comes from. Yeah. So instead, they just project it outward onto the thing that made them feel insecure. Gay people, Black people, people of different cultures that they don't understand.
People that are different than them. That's all you have to say.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
I don't disagree with any of that. And I can
understand that to a point because I grew up in an all-white area filled with all of these like poor farm people who were barely making it fucking by and trying to get their kids a better education and shit. And that's what everybody was. And it's not like people didn't walk around saying shit like, oh, I'm glad there ain't no Black people living here. Like, they just didn't talk about it at all. It just wasn't even on the radar. You know, Black people and Hispanic people. I remember the first time I ever saw a Black family. They walked into church, and my mom went to talk to them, and I was standing next to her, and I said, Mom, and she said, later. And I said, yes, ma'am. And we got out to the car, and we were like, Mom, she's like, hold on. I know what the question is. They're just born in a different area. And because of their climate, they have a different skin color than us. And we were like, okay, that was it. No question about it. That was it. You know, my dad was a prejudiced bastard. Mm-hmm. And he talked shit about anybody that, if you weren't rich and white, and I mean rich and white, not just one or the other. You have to be rich and white. I had white friends that were poor. He didn't like them. Yeah. He'd tell me, stay away from those white, you know what's. Yeah. Shit used to piss me off. When I was 12 years old, he would come and, like, if we were in town doing something, there was like this carnival in town one day, and I was 12 and I was supposed to be getting picked up by him to go to his house for the weekend. And I hated going over there anyways. I had, like, he didn't even talk to me. He'd just be like, how you doing? Good, Dad. How are you? Good. That's it for 2 days. No conversation. He gave me Stroh's, trying to make me an alcoholic. But he pulled up one day, and I'm standing there with my 2 Black friends and my 3 white poor friends, and the Black next to me.
Oh, well, you lost your audio.
They didn't have. Really?
You come back. You came back, but I didn't get the first part of that sentence.
Oh, well, okay. So I said I had two black guys with me, Sid and Adam, and then these three white guys, and the black guys actually had more money than the white guys, and that's the truth. Like they were dirt fucking poor, and their father like worked his ass off in construction and barely paid bills, and he was redoing this huge, beautiful Victorian house for them to live in, and he busted his ass, but they had no money. That's just how it was. So my dad pulled up and told me not to hang out with those white N-words.
Oh.
And I said, Dad, those are my friends. And he said, they're trailer trash. You can do better. And I said, fuck off. And I walked away from him. He just looked at me like, oh. And I walked away. I was like, come on, guys. I said, let's get away from this fucking bullshit. And that was it. I went home with my mom. She was like, what happened? And I told her, and she goes, okay. She didn't punish me. I told her, I told him to fuck off. I said, excuse my French, but this is what I said.
Yeah.
She said, that's okay. That's how you felt at the time. Yeah.
So my family is like a little bit of both on that regard, where like my granddad and his brother and his wife, they're wealthy-ish compared to us. They're like upper middle class. But then my mom got disowned at a young age and kind of had to put everything together by herself. So we were poor, like really, really, like we were trailer trash. Basically.
Yeah, we were too, pretty much.
But,
almost.
But so like getting kind of a mix of those different attitudes were like my granddad, when I first started dating Justin, he asked me, wouldn't I rather date a nice American boy?
Oh yeah. That's lovely.
Yeah. And so like, but like,
it's okay if you're, it's okay. Never mind. Go ahead.
But like, so, but for me, like I was poor growing up and I went to public school, and my public school was like an exchange school. So I grew up around everything. Like half of my classmates in 9th grade were Burmese exchange students.
Oh, I used to work with a bunch of guys from Burma.
Yeah.
On a chicken farm. They were the hardest working bastards I have ever met in my life.
So
I
like,
still tell people about them today. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
For us growing up in that environment, it was like a completely, like we didn't understand our grandparents' attitudes at all, because that was just not the world that we grew up. And we grew up where like everybody is all mixed together, and you get to experience all those different identities in one safe setting. So it just becomes normal, which it is. Like it is normal.
Hey buddy, how you doing? Yeah, no, it is. Yeah. See, I didn't grow up like that. I grew up such the opposite. And then my mom passed away, and and now mind you, by this time we had a black kid that attended our high school for about 2 or 3 weeks. And he got bullied so much that his parents, they were about to finalize it. Because back then you could get a house and people would let you move in before the sale was final. But the sale came up but by the time the sale came up final, they said, we don't want this house. And they moved, and they left the fucking area, and they moved it out of state. Yeah. So, because he was harassed so much, I spent those almost 3 weeks walking around pushing the bullies off of him.
Yeah.
And so I had been exposed to some, I saw some ugly racism because he was the only black kid in the entire school. I mean, it was every time he walked somewhere, something was being said. He was like clutching his books, scared. He was a little 9th grader, and he couldn't have weighed but like a $105, and he was like 5 foot tall and skinny, and man, and he had an afro, and I was like, oh, bro, fuck, man. Like, I felt so bad for him. They wouldn't let him walk up the stairs to his next class and shit. And every time I saw him, I'd go, shit. Walk over there because I know something's going to happen. And they go, well, what's it to you? And I'd say, it's my business now. I just made it mine. And I'd start walking towards them, and then they go, oh, fuck you. And they'd walk off. And then he'd go up the stairs, and he'd just look at me. He never said thank you or anything. He was scared to death of me too. Yeah. He was scared to death of everybody in that school. It was fucking horrible. So then I went off to the Army, and I end up in a platoon with half of them being black, a quarter of them a bunch of Puerto Ricans, so a few Mexican chicks, a couple Koreans. It was just a huge mix. There was less white people than anybody. And I was like, damn, we're talking about the minority. Like that's me right here. I'm the fucking minority here, you know. And I met a lot of amazing people and got to be really good friends. And I listened to them talk and what they would say. And I would just sit there and go, oh my God. So what happened to that kid in school? That happens to all of them all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And it just made me sick to my stomach. And when they were all hanging out, I hung out with them all the time because I wanted to learn more. I wanted to absorb what they were going through and what their culture is and everything because I didn't know, you know. And I never told any of them, oh, you're only the third black person I've ever met in my life. You know, like I didn't say anything and they didn't know any different. They fucking loved it. We got along great. We all became like best friends.
We got any more questions?
No, I'm waiting for questions.
Ask me
Kevin
anything.
said, taking a small break from philosophizing, just spent over 3 hours reworking my title and abstract. Ew. God, that sounds like work. I'm not interested.
Where's Phoebe when you need her? She would be grilling all of us.
Mage, my family is as well. My one of my nieces, actually two of my nieces have black children. And we're married. One of them is married, and the other one has been divorced twice, 2 different dads. The problem she has is she's so beautiful, she ends up with really good-looking asshole men. That's the problem she has. She has a perfect body. She is beautiful. She could be a model, literally. She's a personal trainer. She works out like 4 hours every single day. There's not an ounce of fucking anything. Like she is fucking 5'10" and blonde and blue-eyed. She's a model. And she ends up with asshole people. But anyways.
Yeah.
It's about 3 a.m. where Phoebe lives, so she's probably in bed.
Yeah.
I think Phoebe may have told me she couldn't come tonight. Yeah, she said she was doing something else. She couldn't come today.
I just miss her because she's awesome.
Well, what about in the early morning? Couldn't she come then?
Usually she's, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I think she's on someone else's channel modding, I think is what she was trying to say. So, who knows? She might come in later.
You missed the joke, B.
What?
I'm not going to repeat
what?
it.
Oh, never mind. Sorry.
Missed it once, shame on me. Missed it twice, shame on you.
Yes, Mac. Mac said, here's a good one. Jenny will have some shit to say. We're going to let Jenny go last because she's going to have way more to say than the rest of us. I think society should shift away from gendering infants. Thoughts? I will say that for medical reasons, it's good to know if a baby is hurt or injured or something and they cannot be identified male or female, also with children or adults or whatever. It's good to know what sex they are because things are different for men and women, like cardiac wise and stuff like that. So I think it's a good basis. What I hate is everything has to be pink and blue after that. It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah. Everybody concentrates so much on what's between that fucking kid's legs. It's like they're fucking obsessed with genitals. It's just ridiculous. Those kids should be treated non-binary until they choose who they are. And if all of us were like that, oh my God, my childhood would have been amazing. My childhood would have been fucking amazing if
I would rather you stop saying choose who they are because they don't choose who they are. They discover who they are.
Well, like,
I'm sorry. I should have said discover. You're right. I did not.
That just feeds into the whole narrative that the crazy people have.
Yeah.
If people think I'm saying that being trans, I think they better check themselves. I thought everybody would know what I meant. So I apologize for not being clear.
It's a good distinction.
I don't think that there's anything necessarily wrong with starting out using male or female pronouns for a child until they have the ability to assert otherwise. But I do think that like the social stuff surrounding gendering infants, like B said, with the pink and the blue and the clothes and the toys and we can't let our girl child play with a truck. We can't let our boy child play with baby, like all that stuff. Like every kid should have the ability to self-determine in that way. I like these kinds of toys. I like those kinds of toys, So that's kind of stuff shouldn't be predetermined.
Right. I know guys that when they were younger wanted pots and pans. and their mother bought them for them. She bought them a small set, nothing too fancy, and that kid is now 20 some odd years old in college and is an amazing fucking cook. Like, he's an amazing cook. It's not what he's doing with his life, but he likes to do it on the side. So, why are we stifling kids? And they start at such a young age because they get the girls get baby dolls so they can learn how to take care of.
Yeah.
So they can learn manly things. That's fucked up. That's where all of the problems start, right there. It's not gendering the baby at birth. It's once the baby gets home.
Yeah.
Okay, my opinion on this.
Go.
The gender binary has been with us for tens of thousands of years. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's pretty undeniable. Every culture we look at has some form of gender stereotyping. I haven't done the study, so it's hard for me to say most or all or about half or whatever. But I would wager that the majority are pretty much the stereotype that we in Western culture are used to. That the female is doing the nurturing things in the home situation, and the man's out there hunting and gathering, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That said, we also know damn well that through historical accounts and cultural markings that have been dug up with archaeology and stuff, that the gender non-binary existed too. That there's people that in the Native American two-spirit people, in the Viking culture, they believe that they have uncovered graves that indicate that there's many women who are warriors. Very non-typical stereotype that we hold today. There were certainly people in the middle between the genders in ancient Rome and in Greece, and it just goes on and on and on. Okay.
See, but that's all pre-Christianity.
No, I don't care. I'm not even going to touch that. I don't care about that. Okay.
Yeah,
I know. I shouldn't go there.
So the reality is that the human animal is deeply, deeply conditioned to the concept of a binary society, a binary animal, a binary creature, whatever you want. It's what we know, and it's what we have known for all of time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
That is an extremely difficult challenger to go up against. Okay. And if we want to change that, okay, fine. That's all fine and good. And make efforts at doing it. Don't expect results in one generation.
Oh God,
no.
Expect changes in maybe 5-10 generations.
I was going to say 10.
This is not going to be a quick fight. It's just not.
Right.
People are too into it. It's involved too deeply with now we can bring in religion, with their religious fantasies, with their political fantasies and social fantasies, and so all those things are going to affect the development of a non-binary reality. Now, is it okay to raise a kid without gender? I don't think it is. If we're just talking opinions here, I'll never have kids, so I won't be able to experiment with it. But if I was going to raise a kid, I think I would raise a kid within what I would say is a modified gender stereotype. That I would want the kids to grow up and realize that their sex, if they look down in their pants, that there's a difference between them, and that's perfectly okay. Right. But I would have to stay as open as I possibly can, because I recognize that there's kids who do not feel that way, who are trans, and that they know it when they're 3 years old or 4 years old, and to respect that in them. And that's what I think is the problem when people say, "Oh, we should raise kids non-gendered." No, raise them as gendered as you want in the binary that humans have always used, but realize that even that young, they can tell they're different. believe them, respect them, even though they're children.
Mhm.
And then you won't have the problem of what happens to them when they're teenagers and young adults and ready to kill themselves because of the wrong puberty that they went through and all these other things. Believe them, let them discover, let them develop, and when the time biologically comes along, you do what you can to keep them out of the wrong puberty. And we do that for a few generations and see what happens. Because we don't know. I mean, this is an experiment. But
you're right.
the other thing that makes me absolutely Looney Tunes about this whole discussion is that the right wing treats us like it is a new and sudden thing. You know, it was in England, they call it rapid onset gender dysphoria, you know.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't exist. You know, people don't suddenly become trans.
Yeah.
It's not an ill of the modern age. It's not something that's being caused by hippies or the left wingers or the Antifa. They're doing it. You know,
Yeah.
no, of course not. None of that's true. Our first recorded medical treatments of trans people were over 100 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And starting in the mid 50s, the American cultures began to become aware of the existence of gender issues and medical treatment, including surgical procedures. And it has just gone on from there. But it has always been there, and it has been recognized by medical science for over 100 years.
Yeah.
And that science has been learning, growing, and evolving way past the average person's ability to think or to let go of their religious fantasies to accept a science that makes them uncomfortable.
So I've talked to a lot of especially trans men because I've talked about before on the show doing FTM Brotherhood and doing like a little bit of mentoring for guys who are needing community. And I've never talked to anybody who was like, I just decided I was trans 3 weeks ago and I'm getting hormones tomorrow. That's really not how that works. Now, a lot of people, they only go off of what they can immediately see. And so like a lot of people, they sit on that realization because they're afraid of other people's reactions or because it's too emotionally grueling to deal with it within themselves. So like they may take until they're 25, 30, 40, 45 to come out to people externally. And then to other people, it seems like, oh, this all happened all at once, but it's been there. They've been feeling it for their entire lives.
Yeah, I caught that, Gio. I knew the answer. I just didn't want to interrupt Larry.
Oh, yeah.
No, but yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
Give us a harder riddle next time.
Yeah, really. There was a man named what was his name? On my way to St. Ives, I met a man with 7 wives.
Mm-hmm.
Each wife had 7 children.
Mm-hmm.
Each child had 7 pets or dogs, and each dog had 7 cats. How many people were on their way to St. Ives?
2.
Nope, 1.
1. Oh, okay.
It said on my way.
Damn.
Couldn't have met him if they were going the same direction. My brother's Jenny's back. My brother told me that when I was a kid. Old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my phone. I apologize.
It's okay, honey. It's all right. No worries.
I would just like to say that I finally got a real internet connection, and I'm not using that shitty little hotspot thing anymore.
I noticed
my
that
connection
you're very
has
clear.
been great this whole time.
I know. It's great, man.
For the first time ever.
And here I am. What time is it? 7:44. I have 1 hour. My internet will start blinking in an hour and about 10 minutes.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I missed the name of the person who had that last comment up. I think I agree with you on that. Well, my comment could be clarified to understand better. That when the kid is born and you look between their legs, and they say it's a boy, it's a girl, blah blah blah. you might want to do genetic testing at that time because it could be an intersex, and then you'll know better of what to do with the kid.
Yeah.
And secondly, that the stereotype is based on that binary of genitals, and because that's what it always has been, right or wrong.
Yeah.
That's what it always
So
has
like
been.
the social expectations of the child.
Yeah,
Based
so
on
you got to start
that.
somewhere,
Okay.
and society is going to be the major voice in this. No matter what the parent does, everything in society is going to point at the binary. So you might as well have the kid adjusted to its existence, not its dictation, not its compulsory adherence, but at least recognize that it's there. You have to recognize it's there. Nobody, you can't. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
No.
Trustee.
I think that's a
Trustee
totally
T.
valid perspective on the issue.
Yeah, and definitely not all people's identities are rooted that way. You're absolutely.
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
I have a cat right in front of my screen. You just can't see him. Come here. Come here.
I honestly I can't wait to the point where I'm done with my transition so far as processes I have to go through, and I feel more secure and I feel more confident in my identity that I don't have to think about it all the time, and my whole identity doesn't have to revolve around the fact that I'm trans, because there is a whole world of other stuff to base your identity on.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I rarely talk about it outside of here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, unless somebody says something, or we have some patients that haven't spoke to me in 8 or 9 months because they only come in for annual exams, and they're like, who am I speaking to? I'm like, Beck. And they're like, I feel like, is this B? Yep. Used to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, your voice is different. I'm like, yeah, testosterone does that.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, good for you. Yeah. So, and it's really nice now with my voice being deeper that I don't get misgendered all the time. It's changed a lot, and it makes me feel, it's so affirming. So affirming to have the deeper voice.
I have an answer for Dr. Cross, but I have to ask a question first.
Well, I want to hear Dr. Cross's question.
Did you did you part from that fling on good terms?
Hold on, I got to read it out for Jenny.
Oh, sorry.
I got to read it out for Jenny. Asking for a friend. What do you do when you show up to a professional interview and it turns out you slept with the hiring manager years ago? Now, my question.
Oh boy.
My question back to you, Dr. Cross, is how kinky was it? Was it just like missionary sex, or did he spank you? There's a difference there. Go ahead. What was your question there? What was your question, Larry?
Oh, I was going to be, did you part from that on good terms? Was it good sex? Would that be a factor in them wanting to hire you?
Could use it to your advantage.
No, but seriously, just disclaimer for the kids, these jokes.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. It's a
it
joke.
Will set you up, and it's not a moral judgment on you. It just will set you up for pain.
These are scientists. Everyone was happy, and everyone was happy. It was very
okay.
Okay. I say just walk in there
yep.
How the hell you been?
Yeah.
My turn. I think I'm falling in love with Dr. Cross.
Okay.
Dr. Cross is amazing.
She is so funny. Geez, I would hope that if that situation were to occur, that you'd both be mature and professional enough to say, oh, well, that was then, and we did that, and we're going to have to just move past that because we are professionals and we have a job to do.
And if we want to get together on the weekends and screw still, maybe we will. But we'll take care of that at a later date.
There was at my old job, there was a manager that was dating somebody on my line, and it ended very, very messily.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Yeah. It's really a bad idea I can't really talk any shit because I'm doing this right now. But it's a really bad idea to be in charge and date somebody below you.
Yeah.
Except that it's a different situation where I work. It's a doctor's office. It's not like a restaurant where you have to manage people, right? Yes, you did say everyone, Dr. Cross, in quotation marks. Everyone, yes.
So Dave has a question too.
Dave said, have you ever run into someone who claimed to have that they are correct?
I've never had a one night stand.
I've had
So
a couple with friends of friends, and they were horrible. And one of them kept biting me.
Yeah.
Like between my legs. And I said,
Yeah.
stop it. And she bit harder. And I said, stop it. And she bit harder.
What?
And I smacked her upside her fucking head.
Why?
After, like, she was just being a bitch. I couldn't even get away from her. And so I smacked her in the fucking head. Not hard, but hard enough to get her attention. She looked up at me and I said, don't fucking do that.
Yeah.
Like 4 times now.
Well, not just to do it wrong, but to like
Fuck
keep
that.
doing it after you've been told.
I mean, it hurt. Hurt. I'm not into that shit. I'm not into candle wax and beating. I mean, somebody wants me to spank them or drip some candle wax on them, fine, I'll do it. But don't do that shit to me.
No.
Nope.
The only time I have had sex with somebody who wasn't my current partner is when we had a threesome, and it was bad. It was real bad. I still see that guy though, because he was my best friend.
My answer would be that I remember every woman I had sex with, and I would just know
that couldn't happen
just
right?
by seeing them again.
I'm the same way. I mean, it takes me a minute to write them all down, but I remember every single one of them. Some of them I blank on their names, but I remember their faces. Savage Minnow said, I have a question for Jenny. Hi, Savage, by the way. It's nice seeing you. Did you have the emotional roller coasters, in quotation marks, when you went on HRT? And if so, how long did it last?
Yes, absolutely. It started becoming apparent to me that this is going to be different. Probably about a month after starting, the intensity just continued to grow as time went on. I would say sometime around the 6 to 8 month period, it seemed to level out. But the reality is it's been lasting now for 40 some years.
See, you picked
I'm
estrogen.
on an emotional roller coaster every day, but I think that's more me than it is the HRT. Although the HRT pulled the plug for the flood to happen. But
right, exactly.
The flood is now part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And I wouldn't give it up for the world. Yeah,
I did well, you guys know I told everybody that I fucking blew up at work 2 days in a row. Mm-hmm. Well, actually just one day. One day someone blew up on me. Next day I blew up. And the first, so Deb said something to Heather after she like grabbed my face and shit, Dr. Warenko, and she apologized like all over herself, and I apologized for because she said, you're yelling, and I said, no, I'm not. And I walked over to her and I started yelling. I said, you want me to yell? Because I was fucking done with that shit. Like, she was being a total fucking bitch to me for like 2 weeks. And the reason is because I'm Team Heather, of course. Right. So anyways, Heather and Dr. Warenko were talking about it. And Deb said, did you up his testosterone? And Heather said, yeah, but only like not only 0.5. And so she was like, and Heather's like, oh, did I fuck up? But it wasn't that. It was, I mean, I feel like that was part of it, but I was due for a breakdown. So I think the spike in the testosterone was just really bad timing.
I don't
think it caused it. I think it exacerbated it. Yeah. Go ahead.
I do notice that whenever my dose goes up, that there is a period of like a month or so where I'm super, super agitated all the time. And it happened recently because I went from 0.3 to 0.35, which is not a lot, but
Yeah.
But it was like maybe a month to like 6 weeks where it's just like that agitation, your natural agitation is just higher. And so every little annoyance that happens is just that much more irritating.
Yeah, it's just exacerbated. Exactly. Yeah. And I do believe that it did exacerbate it, but I know it's not what caused. I just have my own shit. But
I always like this topic, especially when there's trans men around.
Yeah.
As I went through the emotional roller coaster, as it were, when I was in boy mode, trying to be a tough guy and all that shit, my anger I had a real problem with my anger. I never struck anybody or anything like that, but inside there was just an absolute boiling cauldron, and I would act out in my shop by throwing tools. Even piercing a steel door with a wrench at one point. It was a problem, and hormones pretty much made that go away. And now that intensity does not exhibit itself in a boiling cauldron. I just break down and cry, and
that's the thing. I can't cry anymore.
A blubbering sponge. So,
well, I've told the story before about how I have my box of breakable shit. I don't have it with me yet because I've moved, but like that when I started HRT, I literally got a box of shit that I was allowed to break because I couldn't cry anymore. And it took me a long time to like figure out how to externalize those emotions in a healthy way.
I decided it's sex.
That works. But it only works for a short little window.
Well, every time I'm over there, we're having sex, so it holds me over a little bit. It's tough by like Thursday though. Thursday and Friday are rough. Huh?
You're still kids. That'll stop.
Oh
yeah, no, I know. That's why I'm doing it while I can.
Kids, isn't B like 50?
What?
Oh, sorry.
In terms of the age of the relationship, of the partnership.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Not physically, and
you can kick me out, B. That was rude.
Fuck you. I am only 50.
Okay.
So I figure I got at least another 40, 50 good years in me.
Yeah.
I have people ask me regularly if I'm 40, and I'm 26.
Ooh, you don't even look close to 40. Who the fuck would ask you that?
Okay, look, hey, how about if I bring the camera a little bit closer, and you can see how bad my skin is.
Whatever. There's still like 31.
Anyway.
Dave said, first of all, Jay, in case you didn't read it, Max said, I regularly sleep with my superior. It's my wife.
Is your wife in the chat, Mac? Blink twice if you need help.
Dave said, I had a really nice experience with a woman I met in the bar. She took me back to her house, recently divorced, and she had my manager's picture and her family photos. Small world, huh?
I'd have probably let that alone.
Oops. I should go.
Did you see the picture before or after?
Cross.
You did the back with two beats.
I wasn't madly in love with you right now. What's that?
Nothing. I missed that last posting.
Oh, she said, wow, B looks young. And I said, if I wasn't madly in love, I would hit on you right now. That's what happened.
B, stop that. You can't have.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Cross. If you like, if this camera wasn't shit, you could see how bad my skin is.
No, really, I look much older in person. I just have really bad lighting in here. It's true. Like I'm wrinkly, I don't know. I got this shit going on. I got wrinkles.
All I have to say is there's a reason I'm not on camera.
Dr. Cross, are you by any chance a dermatologist? Because I need some advice on how to make this go away.
Stop taking.
I think it's a scientific doc. I think she's a scientist and not a. I don't know. Are you? You're 40-ish. See, that's too young. I don't want to have to teach you anything. No, I'm only kidding.
Hey, it's not fair. You got to put these things up so I can read them too.
Oh, she said I'm 40-ish. And she also said Larry looks 20.
You're very kind.
I think Dr. Cross needs new glasses now. I'm starting to wonder.
Now we need
No,
to
you do
upgrade
look
to a
young as hell, though,
4K
Larry.
stream so people can see what we really look like.
Oh my God. You guys don't want to see me with good lighting. You'll be like, oh damn, B looks 60 and fuck. Damn, what? Yeah, Dave said before another solid life decision I made when I was young and drunk.
Mm.
Oh yeah. Good job, Dave. Good job. This picture of me was taken when I was 50.
Oh God.
It's kind of
That's
whited
like-
out a lot, John. I can't, I think it's a bad angle on your face. But I'm kind of a hobby photographer, so just ignore me. Trying to get a faculty job for the benefits. Yeah.
Are the benefits good?
It depends on where you work.
No.
If you're at like a big university or something, yeah, or some kind of like teaching university connected to a hospital.
Yeah.
The bigger the conglomerate, the better the benefits are. It's just the way it is.
I found out that with this job, even though I'm making $4 less per hour, I'm actually bringing home more money because they don't deduct for benefits.
Wait a minute. I missed this. You make a skin oil
Oh, I got enough oil.
for...
Gee, let me guess where you get the oil from.
From a well, actually. I'm a white guy. Oof,
No, not
that
you,
was
Dr.
bad.
Cross.
That was bad. I'm sorry. It's a good thing you're not paying me.
That's it. No,
No!
no, I didn't get kicked. Make a skin. Well, yeah, you gotta tell me what the skin oil is now, doctor. I need to know. Is it like snake oil? Are you tricking people? No, I'm kidding.
How do you oil a snake?
I don't know how you oil skin either.
I would assume that
know.
you put oil on it. You get
Well,
like
skin
one of those
oil,
rags
so
you use to
how did you
do
get
leather
it?
seats.
Did you like scrape it off people's skin as it was coming out? Like get some teenage boys that are really greasy and oily and people rub that on? I mean, I don't know what skin oil is.
Dr. Cross, is that a hemp product?
Antimicrobial hemp-based
With other plant extract for acne, psoriasis, etc. It's cleansing. Oh, so it's legit. I was only kidding. I didn't think it wasn't legit. Cool.
So
That's awesome.
I'm gonna post a link to my PO box, and if you want to just send that to me.
Yeah, we're on T. We would love some anti-acne something right now.
It could
For real.
probably be a very good treatment, but you'd have to watch out for your skin getting really paranoid.
Yeah. I'm using this stuff right now that doesn't even have a name. It just says face cleanser on it, and it's not working.
You use something besides just plain old soap? I don't. That's probably what's wrong with my skin.
My sister-in-law
No,
had a son who had a very, very severe acne problem, and the only thing that worked for him was that stuff they advertised it on TV for way too much money. I'm just having trouble remembering the name. Is it Proactive? Does that ring a bell?
I've been thinking about trying that.
You know what I've heard about Proactive though? I've heard if you stop using it, your acne comes back like raging bad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Well,
expensive.
it's the same stuff that happens with like the prescription stuff. If you stop using the prescription stuff, it comes back.
Really?
Yeah.
That shit's expensive though, man.
Yeah.
It's like $30.
Like, I
want
to have a face though eventually.
But why would you want a face? Just smoke like me and it won't matter. I'm kidding.
That's very generous, Dr. Cross.
Yes, we would like a small sample, please.
You don't. I don't actually have a PO box. That was a bit.
Trusty Ape, Kevin, said age difference and intimacy is a weird concept to me. Is there something important I'm missing, or is that another socially acceptability problem? Social acceptability problem. Anyways, go ahead, Jenny.
Huh? Oh,
is there something?
Is there something important?
So, are you saying that you think it's strange if people are far apart in age and have sex, or do you not understand it, or do you don't understand that people have an issue with it? Which one are you saying?
I think that they're responding to what you were saying. You made a joke about Dr. Cross being too young for you. So I think that they're talking
yeah.
about what's wrong with having an age difference in a
You know,
relationship. And
I've had that a few times, and the
Mhm.
problem I've found is, you know, everybody goes, "Oh man, you know, I remember, you know, when I was a kid, blah blah blah," and the other person goes, What are Lincoln Logs? What are Lincoln Logs? You've never heard of a Lincoln Log?
Yeah.
That literally happened to me one time.
I do that a lot with my
I said, "Do you
husband,
know
and we're only 4 years apart.
I mean, everything I said, she didn't understand it. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously, we just weren't meant to be. But the point is that anytime I've dated somebody, and the other people I've dated that are close to my age, are not just close to my age, but like within a year of my age, like dead on or way off. There's no near it. So all the other people that I've dated that were within a year of my age, we had better friendships coming out of it. We stayed friends because we understood each other better. So that's, I don't think it really fucking matters. You either match up in bed or you don't. I just think that there's an age gap. You know, I tried dating someone that was like 12 years younger than me. No,
Yeah.
don't do that. We
I
totally were like not even in the same realm of our lives.
Yeah. I think that it's definitely like context specific if we're talking about it as like a moral issue. Like a 25-year-old dating a 12-year-old is a problem. But
Well,
like a
duh.
25-year-old dating a 40-year-old, I don't think that there's necessarily any kind of issue with that. It's just like it comes down to compatibility. Like if you're emotionally and physically compatible with that person, then and you're
It'll work.
both legal adults, then
Yeah.
There's two issues with it.
Mhm.
There's the issue of how society looks at May December couples, and there's the issue of how the individuals within that relationship look at each other.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If two people genuinely feel that they're attracted and appropriate for each other, love is love, leave them alone.
Fuck yeah.
And as far as society goes, shut your fucking mouth,
Yeah.
keep
Fuck
your
off.
nose out of other people's business, and leave them alone. Because
You know,
love is love.
honestly, Jenny, I know quite a few lesbian couples that I bumped into on TikTok, and they are like, and you know, you can tell if people aren't happy with each other when they're doing videos and shit. These people do live videos together, and how they are still madly in love with each other. And one of them's like 27, and the older one's 62 or something. It's a huge gap. They are madly in love with each other. Their brains are the same. They talk the same. They act this. They are just extremely compatible. I know another woman, she's like 47, 49 years old, and she's dating a girl that's like 24. She never hit on that girl. That girl came onto her, and they are absolutely, and they've been together for years. You know, it just depends on whether you have that click, and you never know where you're going to find it.
Yeah.
So I think people that limit themselves to, well, you got to be within a year or two of my age, probably a bad idea. I do it because for me, it makes shit awkward. But I think other people, you should still try to date without, you know, I met some amazing people that were 5 and 10 years younger than me, you know, well, 10, I think is the closest one, or 8. And they were good people. We just didn't, not even on a friend level, we just didn't click. There was just nothing there, you know.
There's a definite weirdness in it, though. I have to admit, to date somebody where you look at them and you're enjoying them and all this stuff, and you have these feelings for them and they for you, and then you realize that you're as old as their grandparent.
I have a rule, Jenny.
It's a weird situation.
When my kid hit 19, I made a rule that anybody within 5 years of his age, nope. Because anybody within 5 years of his age, older than down past him, whatever, all those people, I could have birthed them. So nope, can't do it. Cannot. I mean, when I was in my 30s, I screwed like 23-year-old or something. And oh my God, I was like, that was fucked up. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
But I mean, she was literally begging like all day and flirting with me. And I just said, fuck it. But anyways, not the point. So I did that. I have done that one time and it was very weird for me.
Mhm.
So I'll never do anybody that far. You know, I guess it just depends on the person, you know,
Yeah.
like I said, you either that click or you don't.
I think that also one of the reasons that people think that besides like when people see a much older person with a much younger person, they tend to think
Yeah.
of stuff like grooming or like sexual impropriety. But I also
Right.
think that part of it is that like we tend to think of relationships as the intention is that it's going to be a permanent fixture. And if you
Yeah.
have somebody that's much, much older and somebody that's much, much younger, obviously you're not going to grow old together because one of you is already old.
Right.
But like, I think that people really undervalue relationships that are just like, we're having a good time for right now,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And some people are like that. They just want to hang out and just see where it goes. They're casual about it. There's no goals. And a lot of people date like that now, which I think is smart because that's why I always say, like, don't take someone to like the best steakhouse in town and blow your paycheck the first time you go out. You know, go have a
Mhm.
coffee
And
with
what
them,
if
go sit on a park bench and talk and wear your jeans or your sweatpants that you always wear. Because
Mhm.
I feel like people are putting expectations out there that are unrealistic, first of all. And second of all, they're not being themselves. And I think that's what splits up a lot of relationships. I think if they were themselves from the beginning, then you would just go, oh, you're not for me. Have a good life. But instead, you end up wasting a year and a half, 2.5 years of your life because at a year and a half, after you have feelings for them because you're a good person and you care about them, because this has happened to me several times. That's how I know this. Then their true self comes out and you're like, who the fuck are you? I do not like you.
Mhm.
That has literally happened to me 3 times. They
Yeah.
were horrible fucking people and I did not know it. And slowly the pieces of the puzzle started falling onto the table in place. And then one day I looked down and I saw like 70% of the picture and I was like, holy fuck, you are a narcissist, you're a liar, you're pathological, you're a thief, you're a just horrible fucking shit. You're a drug fucking user trying to like fucking snort oxycodone that you bought from a guy down the road. Like literally I've seen, and I'm like, every
Mhm.
time I'm like, my life is so weird. How do I
Yeah.
meet these fucking people, right?
They're everywhere, B.
Yeah. So everybody just be yourselves from the fucking start. If you're
Yeah.
yourselves from the start and you don't put on any airs and you just act like going on a date with them is just any other day you went out to coffee with them, first of all, it'll be much more relaxed. They can feel like they can be themselves, and you'll
Mhm.
see the true self in them too, instead of you both putting on airs. You know,
Yeah.
it'll you being relaxed and just being like, "Hey, this is me. What's up?" You know, is going to
Mhm.
make them do the same thing. It's beneficial both ways.
Mhm.
It really is. Just be honest. So Kevin said, I have a family member recently told me they reject a potential partner because they were 10 years younger. I tend to date people at least 5 to 10 years older than me. Some seem somewhat related. Yeah, no, it's absolutely related. Savage said, sometimes it could be fine, but sometimes it was bad. Like my ex was always acting like I was dumb because I didn't remember shit from Vietnam. I was born at the end of Vietnam. I think you missed the whole era. I'm just saying, Savage. I'm like 15
Yeah.
years older than you. So yeah, that's not
Hey,
good.
put that back up.
Oh, what?
You're too quick.
I read it for you. What do you need from me, Jenny Poo?
Yeah.
Jenny
Just leave it up there. Some of
Yeah.
them you let
And that's not to
sit up
say
there
like,
for
and
hours.
like,
I have other comments to go through. Go ahead.
what I was saying before is like I'm very socially liberal, so I tend to say things on the side of leave people alone and let them do what they want to do. But that's not to say that there aren't bad actors and that stuff like grooming
Right.
doesn't happen. Because like for example, my mom, while she was still married to my stepdad,
Right.
she took in this kid. She took him in because his mom was abusing him and it was a whole like terrible situation. And so she took him in and took care of him and put him up in our house. And then like 18 months later they were married and she was pregnant with his kid.
Okay.
So like that is weird because that's like,
but I've seen stuff like that happen. Stuff like
Yeah.
that happens all the time.
Yeah.
And the bottom line is, I mean, if it lasts, I would be amazed. Because usually when that happens with younger guys and older women, it's because that guy wants a mom. And that woman who is older, that's like a motherly figure to someone else, is motherly to them, and they crave that. It's just like when I first started dating, I ended up dating a bunch of older drunks. Like my dad. Yep. Because I was looking for some male figure to say, hey, you're a good person. It's okay. You know, that's all I wanted. And I ended up with some great friends. I just couldn't fucking sleep with them. But, you know, I ended up with some really cool friends for a few years there. And they were good people. And I just said, you know, hey, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, all right, cool. You know, that's the way it is.
I think I was very, very lucky. Like I just like, and it like, I always feel really lucky because I met Justin when I was 13 years old and we just gelled really well as friends. And then it grew into a relationship. And so like, this was really like the first real relationship I ever had. And it just worked. And I feel so fucking lucky for that.
Oh, you are.
I feel extra special lucky because he's like the opposite of everything that my parents were.
Oh, good.
Like, my parents were very emotionally detached, very angry people, and he's just sweet and warm and goofy and weird, and he's not afraid to do stuff that isn't like the social norm and like
I love people like that. Yeah, absolutely.
So he's never known a stranger, and he's never known what it's like to be self-conscious in his entire life, and I love getting to experience that vicariously because I'm very insecure.
You know, I just realized, Larry, it just hit me.
Yeah.
So I was talking about trying to date my dad. Well, I found someone who's like my mom.
Yeah.
But not in a motherly way. In mom as the adult she was, she is so much like her. And I'm like, you're so much like my mom. It's so weird. Like loves everybody, helps everybody, gives too much of herself, doesn't know when to say no. If you need help, she's there. Like she is just like my fucking mother, except my mother was only an RN, but she could have been so much more than that. She just couldn't handle people dying. But anyways,
a lot of people's like first significant, you know, your first significant relationship in your life is with your parents. And I think a lot of how we model all of our relationships, like friendships and, you know, the kind of people we gravitate around, the kind of, you know, philosophical stances we take, all comes out of that, whether in opposition to or in parallel with. So I think a lot of people marry people, if they have a good relationship with their parent, they tend to partner with people who are similar to that.
Okay, there you go, Jenny. Here's a new one. Dave said, I don't think that anything is wrong with consenting adults engaging in fun, safe intimacy, regardless of age or anything else, but I don't mess with people who are cheating on another person. Yeah, there's got to be a line there, right? Absolutely.
Of course, you could simplify the whole thing and just go through your entire adult life and never have any relationship whatsoever.
Yeah.
That is an option.
A lot of people are like that, honestly.
Sometimes it's not an option. Sometimes it's obligatory.
Yeah. I think if Justin had not attached himself to me and refused to let go, I probably would have been alone because I'm just so weird about intimacy.
Yeah. Half your age plus 7 is the max low you should go, is what they're saying. But Dave said he ended up with a person who he was 1 year younger than her mother. See, and there you go. The older that gets, the 7 needs to keep moving up. I'm just saying. Over 50, you need to add like 11 to it or 12 or something. Savage Minnow said, I think that manipulation can become an issue much easier in a big age gap relationship. Just something to watch out for. Well, you would know. So, yeah.
Or we're like, I could see that we're like the older person who, you know, they have had more life experience. So they adopt this I know best mentality. And that can maladapt into controlling behavior.
Yeah, and that's exactly my point, Dave, because people put on airs. They act like somebody they're not. They act like somebody they think you want to see or want to meet. And it's really, like that deception goes into so many things in life. It goes into work, it goes into people's friendships and everything, and they deceive people. And then when you find out who they really are, you don't necessarily like them or click with them.
What does IKR mean?
I know, right? Because OA said be genuine, and Dave said I know, right? So many first dates are totally not reflective of what it is like to get to know a person.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've way overrun my time. I had to leave at 10 o'clock.
Oh, no. Yeah, no,
No.
go to bed.
All right, no, the conversation's good tonight. I'm sad to go. But thank you for
so it's
having
bad
me.
every other night, Larry? No, I'm just kidding, man. Go to bed.
But anyway,
I appreciate you.
thank you, everybody. I'll see you later.
See you
I'll see
later.
you on
Bye,
Friday.
buddy. Peace out.
Bye-bye.
Casual 1 to 5th dates are probably best. I agree, Dr. Cross. I think that once you get to know that person and you say, hey, you know what? I think I really like this person. Then you take them to the nice steakhouse, right? Because you take them at the beginning. Not only you probably like, how many times does somebody go to a steakhouse in a year? Yeah, some people might go once a week, but some people rarely go. And then you take that person to some place you never go. And they think they expect that. They expect that high end, that big expensive bottle of wine and the steak and the filet mignon, whatever. Like they expect all that shit. And I feel like it's a form of being deceitful of who you are. Yeah. And after you get to know
coffee and scones is perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. I started doing that with first dates a long time ago. Like, let's go, have some coffee, and hey, do you want to stay for breakfast? We're having a good time, and that's what I've done. And I've done that several times, and I got to know them. And honestly, the people were all good people. I just didn't click with them. But except for that one psycho grade school teacher, she was fucking nuts. Kevin said, I've never really established dating boundary timelines. It always goes from the first base to forever overnight. Probably that whole codependency thing. Yeah, that'll do it to you, won't it? That'll definitely do it to you. Dave said I moved in with a person who wasn't who I expected them to be. In the first 2 months, I knew that it wasn't going to work. It didn't last long. Yeah, and that's the thing. Just be yourself. Well, Savage, go to bed, young lady. And then I'll see you in 2 days. So for the start of the Diana stream.
Good night, Savage. It was lovely talking with you.
She said the chat is really sucking me in, though.
Well, talking about relationships is weird to me because I have absolutely I know less about relationships than I do anything else on the planet.
Yeah, right. No doubt. All right, somebody give me a new topic, new question. What time is it? I think I dropped my phone or something. I don't know where it is. I lost my phone. I don't know what time it is.
It's about 9:30 Central.
8:23. Still makes me wonder where my phone is. Oh, there it is. Found it. The idea of dating someone who was 6 when I graduated high school doesn't seem right. Yeah, see, Mage, that's kind of the problem I have with it. It just seems like, well, because when I was 15, 16 years old, my nieces were born. And I started caring for them. And I played parent to them for like 10 months while their mother was out to sea in the Navy. And so, when they got to be 18, I was 33. They're kind of like kids to me. They're like my kids. I mean, I wiped their ass. I taught them not to do things,
Yeah, but now that would be somebody in their late 30s for you right now, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So what? Well, that's no big
Well, but
deal.
it would be different now. But still, I mean, I don't know. It's just, 35 is my minimum anyways right now.
Yeah.
Because my son's 30. So, yeah, they were born. Yeah, they were born 5 and 6 years before him. So I don't know. It's just weird to me. It's just too much of an age gap. But, you know, like I said, everybody else, do whatever you want. I don't care. Yeah, oh wait, that whole Christian thing of not living together, and then you just are married, and now you're gonna have sex for the first time, and you know nothing about that person on living day to day. It's not good. My sister used to tell me, live with someone for at least 2 years before you ever fucking marry them.
Yeah, I've been saving myself.
And I was like, why? And she's like, you'll find out. She was right.
I've been saving myself, B.
Okay, Savage. She said, okay, Uncle B, I'll go to bed if you say so. Smiley face. I have some questions. I'll message you on Twitter when I get up about the stream for Diana. Night, Jenny. Love you all.
Good night.
Love you too, sweetheart. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate the good conversation. Yeah, so those of you who do not know, shame on you. But anyways, not the point. Friday night at 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, 7 p.m. Eastern. Catnip on her Twitch, Crazy Catnip, will be kicking off the Lavender Lady donation stream. We're going to do like an auction kind of deal. I don't know where they're at with that because I am not part of that part of it. But so it will be Catnip, and then Neil is 604 Atheist, and then me, and then Ben, and then we'll go into like Phoebe and everything. We got some UK people and some local people that are picking up the early morning stuff. And we're going to run a 24-hour stream until whenever it ends on Saturday night. Right now, the last one to do it is Nat One Heroes is going to do a D&D stream. And oh, thanks, Dave. Yeah, the auction items are pretty cool. And almost all of them are homemade, so I think pretty much everything's homemade. So it's going to be interesting because it's all people in our community that have made stuff that are hobbies of theirs, and they're donating it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And all proceeds go to helping Diana after her.
You found Wesley. Sit down.
Now you're frozen. Uh-oh. I'm stuck here alone and I have to think of something to say. Oh, that sucks.
Oh,
Ooh, look at that red.
Really red, but I am like devilish. There we go. Now I'm back to my pale self. So
that
anyways,
was bizarre.
So if anybody wants to do any streaming to help out, we have a few slots open still. Most of them are Saturday morning. Some of them dark 30 and some of them early morning to mid morning. So if anybody wants to do that to help, that would be great. You do not need to donate money if you cannot, or, you know, donate to the auction, shill it out everywhere, and kind of let everybody know what we're doing, you know, send it out on Twitter and everything when the new streams start. Most of them are about 2 hours long. So yeah, it's going to be we're going to do a whole bunch of fucking cool, fun stuff. So, the FBI has infiltrated the stream. Oh no. Could you, Kevin? Oh, okay. Let me look at it real quick and I'll tell you what slots are open. So yeah, so that's what we're doing, guys. And if anybody wants to stream after Nat One Heroes on Saturday and continue it on Saturday night, absolutely. We were not stopping anyone from continuing it. You can go on as long as you want. Oh, you took all the early morning ones, Savage? Shit. I gotta find the damn thing again. It's buried. Somebody help me. I send too many people links and messages. I can't find shit right now. Oh, Purple's headset died is what it was. Not computer.
I didn't say computer, I said equipment.
Oh, well, I didn't say you said computer. I assumed computer. It's a different thing there. Anyways, let me look this up real quick and see if I can. I should have had this ready, but I didn't think about it. Okay, here we go. Here's the schedule. Okay. Well, what I have right now is 4 a.m. Eastern and 5 a.m. Eastern, bumping up till 6 a.m. And then I have. No, I found it, Savage. Thank you. Someone reposted it in the Ideas to Help Diana thing. Thank God. One of you guys did. And then I have 9 a.m. Eastern and 10 a.m. Eastern, bumping up to the 11. So if anybody wants to do any time in that time, let me know, please, please, please. It would be much appreciated. Savage did say that they would go for 4 hours if necessary, so that's good. Thank you for that, Savage. Anyways, yeah, so that's what we're doing. Starting in 2 days, 7 p.m. Eastern on Crazy Catnip's Twitch. We are going to also, I think Savage is going to put a big tweet out. And once she does that, I will retweet it, and all of us are going to retweet it. So you guys will see the tweet and know where to go to start. And then every time we get towards the end of a stream, we will put the link in for YouTube or Twitch or whatever to the next stream, so you guys can just keep stream hopping with us. So
and
that'll
remember,
be fun.
that's Crazy Catnip with 2 Ks.
Yeah, 2 Ks, Crazy Catnip. Yep. KRAZY space KATNIP. Okay. Yeah, sure, Kevin. Thanks. I appreciate it, buddy. If you need me to send you that picture of the time slots, I can send it to you on Twitter. Just let me know. So what do you think, Jenny? I'm tired. You done?
I guess.
I mean, do you want to
the
keep
chat has
talking?
something
Or?
that they have to have answered, that some legal question. Are they going to lose their house? And we have to save them or something. Because I'm an expert at that.
Oh my God.
It's nice being old and not having to be an expert in anything anymore.
Right? Thank you, Savage. You're a sweetheart. I appreciate that. Now I have the whole schedule. Ooh. Yeah, and so the ending of it will be on Twitch with Nat One Heroes. There's going to be Math Pig, Atheist Edge, Student Dr. Ben, me, Phoebe, Savage, and Simos. More Phoebe, more Ben and me. Neil the 604 Atheist, and of course, it's going to kick off with Catnip. Okay, really go to bed now, Savage. I love you. I don't even know what Walpurgis is, Bree. So I would say never unless I have celebrated it underneath a false name. Or a different one that means the same thing. No space on Crazy Catnip on Twitch, by the way. What do you mean? Oh, for guests? What do you mean?
For the name of the show, the channel.
Oh, on Twitch, she doesn't have the space. Okay. Thank you. Here's the Twitch link. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that, sir. It's hard to do all this shit on my phone. And this time of night, the people next door start sucking my bandwidth. So if I open up another application, it'll fucking probably freeze me up. Real fun. And so what I decided to do, Jenny, is I'm buying my own radio dish for my own internet because I'm fucking done with it. So that's what I'm going to do. That way, nobody can suck up my bandwidth. There's a nonprofit company here. It's only like $44 a month or something like that. And they mail you the dish. And it's just like you have to put the base on it and just hang it up. That's all you have to do. And then point it in a certain direction. And then it has an app on your phone that tells you when you've hit like the best spot for it. And then you just mount it there and plug it in. So I'm going to do that. What is Walpurgis night? Sankt Walpurgis Nacht. Is that like Happy Walpurgis night?
What's a purgis?
I don't know. Well, Walpurgis is WULPURGIS night. Walpurgis.
Sounds like an animal that's only found in Australia.
No, that's a wombat. Does start with a W though. Kyle's up for it. What I need is you both you guys to come in here and smoke with me. That's what we need to do. Guys and people and gals and whoever else. I had an old lady call the other day and she was really bitchy with me. And I was like, ma'am. And she just kept rambling on. And I was trying to, she wouldn't let me get a word in. And she was just being so fucking mean to me. And at some point in there, I was like, look, hon, look, listen, take a deep breath. I can't help you if you're talking that fast. And you yelling at me is not going to get this solved any quicker. So she complained to Michelle, the office manager, whatever, not really, that she didn't like it because it was degrading. I called her hun after she screamed at me for like 10 minutes. So Michelle came to me and said something. I said, that bitch yelled at me for 10 fucking minutes before I could get a word in edgewise. I don't give a shit if she liked hun or not. You can't call people and fucking treat people like that. Oh, there's Kyle. All right.
Hola.
I'm a spot moker.
Welcome back, Kyle.
Thank you. I am violently stoned.
Are you? Shit.
Get on my level, B.
Well, we've already talked about all the fun stuff.
Oh, well, my girlfriend was needing attention before bed, so I have, obligations.
We understand. Sounds like you probably have more fun than we did.
Ha, Dave. Ha, Dave. What would I do for like electricity and stuff? Just saying.
Buy a generator from Home Depot.
If you don't have well, I have a solar generator. I need to buy a couple more panels for it. I do have a solar. It's actually, they call it a solar generator, but it's not. It's an inverter on wheels that looks like a generator, but it's got huge batteries in it. It weighs 100 fucking pounds. And when the guy delivered it to my house, I happened to be outside and he was like, hey man, this is really heavy. Cause he came up to my door with a dolly. And I said, I was like 40, 50 feet away. And I was like, hey man, that's probably mine. I live there. And he's like, oh, rock on. So he comes over and he goes, where do you want me to put it? And I said, I can just leave it there. He goes, this thing's about 100 pounds. And I said, oh. So I had him set it up on the level so I only had to pick it up from the ground behind my tiny home and set it in the back. And it was only moved one other time. No, that's not true. I've moved it a few times, but yeah, it's fucking heavy. It's got a huge deep cell battery system in it. I have extension cords, Dave. How do you think I'm plugged in right now? I have heavy duty 12 gauge like construction, 12 gauge, which typically, just so people know, what's in your house is 16 gauge and it gets bigger as the numbers go down because that's the way gauges work. So it's 12 gauge, which is almost literally is twice as thick as what you put in your house to power your house with. And
how long is your run?
Oh, it's like 10 foot.
Oh, okay.
It's not very far. But I have a really nice extension cord. And then I had my brother hook it up so I can either plug into it like an RV. He put an RV cord on it for me. Or, if I want to go to a campground, I can plug into the RV outlet, the 50 amp, 30 amp, whatever. Or I can just plug it in with an extension cord. I had him do it both ways. So there's a cap on the other thing right now, because of course you don't want to touch it because it's live. And then when I switch, he's got a cap. He handmade me special caps to plug them with, because they don't really make those like that. So yeah, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Yeah. So I can just plug it in.
What would be on the gag reel of your life?
The gag reel of my life? Dude, how demonic are you? Like, how easy do you laugh at dark stuff?
Oh, that.
Because if you laugh at fucked up shit, my whole life could be on a fucking gag reel.
Oh no.
I've never really done anything. Okay, so here's something stupid I've done. Two things. One, I left a bar with my friend one night, who I happened to sleep with whenever I was single. She was a hot brunette down in Florida. Anyways, so we would left the bar and she'd be like, I don't want to go home. I want to like wander around. Let's go to the park. So we went to the park at like 3 a.m. in the morning. And we were out there like climbing up the sides of the swing sets and walking across them with our hands and our doing stupid shit. We were drunk as fuck. And we're sitting on top of the swing set with our legs wrapped around the ropes to stabilize us. And we're holding on to the top of the swing set. I mean, not ropes, chains. They were chains back then. And the cops come up.
Oh no.
Hey. Like, and we're like, okay. We got down and we thought, oh, fuck, these guys are going to fuck with us. And it was so hard to get down off of there being fucking trash. And we were sitting up there smoking a joint. So I was high and drunk trying to come back down. And I guess we did a good job because they just let us leave. And we got in our car and drove away. Got my car and drove away. Second thing I did was I got really drunk on tequila and we were all betting each other to do things. Like, I double dog dare you, you know? So they were like saying, telling me to jump on something or something, jump from here to here. And I was like, that's too easy. And they were like, what? And I said, that's too easy, man. Give me that bar stool. It was one of the tall bar stools too, not the shorter ones that actually have more stability. So I went from the couch, one step onto the coffee table, jumped and my foot landed on the bar stool. One of them. The other one was behind me still, of course. I didn't plan this very well, and I was drunk. And so the bar stool went like this, and I fell like this, and I did the splits and pulled my fucking groin muscles, hit my leg on the fucking, my calf muscle had a huge Charlie horse bruise on it from where I hit it on the fucking stool. I smacked my knee on a concrete floor because the apartment she lived in had concrete floors with that thin, cheap apartment. Everybody knows bottom floor, right? Concrete, thin carpet. I hit my knee, hit my foot, fell over, hit my elbow, hit my arm. But it happened so fast. It was like, and I was done. Like there was no reaction time, bro. I had no chance in hell of reacting. It was just boom, like it was just that fast. I jumped and then I was on the ground.
Nice.
Yeah, I was like 19 and my mother had died and I was 21. It was the year I turned 21 and her father had taken off with her and my mother had just died a couple years before and I just didn't give a fuck about life. I just didn't care. People were like, hey, you want to snort some coke? I was like, sure. I don't care. What are you drinking? What are you smoking? I mean, I never did like heroin or anything like that, but I did a lot of coke for 2 years. A lot of coke. Because I was in Florida. I was in Orlando. It was everywhere. People didn't go down and buy like a little bag of coke. They bought like 8 balls in Florida. Everybody I knew, they were like, I'm gonna go get an 8 ball. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. The fuck do you need that much cocaine for? And nobody knows what an 8 ball is. It is literally cocaine packed into the size of an 8 ball, of a cue ball, pool table ball. It's that big. These guys are fucking crazy down there, man. Crazy. Damn. Yeah. Real talk. Real talk.
I've got nothing quite like that, but I got a funny story. So when I was probably 8 or 9, I was obsessed with Superman. And I really wanted to fly. So what was my bright idea? I decided to tie...
No.
Oh, no, it's nothing bad.
Okay, go ahead.
I decided to tie my the belt of my bathrobe to the back loop of my jeans, and I tied that to the top of my bunk bed.
Okay.
so I could like hang there and kind of like fly around and like scoot from end to end. And it worked. It was a great idea until my parents called for me, and I realized I didn't know that at the time you put weight on a knot. You're not getting
Yeah,
that
you can't
bitch
get
open.
out of it.
No. So I'm dangling there, and I'm like, I can't. And my brother runs in the room, sees me, runs back to them, said, Kyle hung himself.
Oh, Jesus.
So they run into the room frantic, see me just dangling there. And
No, not by the neck, by the belt.
Right.
Fuck, must have scared the shit out of your parents.
Well, they were laughing so hysterically that they decided to video record it, and it's around here somewhere to this day.
Hold on, let's turn on the video camera and get that started up. The kid's fine, but we need to
Yeah.
record this. No, Mage, I'm not saying that 8 balls aren't a thing outside of Florida. I'm sure they are. I'm just saying when I've been around other people in other states, they would go buy a little bit of cocaine. But down in Florida, they buy 8 balls of it. They don't fuck around with the little baggie. You know, here's this much gram or I don't know. I don't know weights with that shit. I don't know which was which, how much is what. No, every other state I lived in, people would buy the little baggies full of cocaine. But man, down there, they'd fucking buy an 8 ball and freebase it. And I was like, who the fuck are you people? You guys are crazy. But I didn't realize it until years later. I looked back and I was like, man, I hung out with some fucking nutty ass crazy people who just didn't give a fuck. Like all my friends were like, fuck it. I don't care. Oh, your mantis died, Bree? Oh, you mean your co-star mantis? Oh no. That's horrible. It was so cute.
I'm sorry for your loss.
That was his little buddy. Are you doing what are you doing right now, Bree? I'm sorry. I haven't seen you much lately, so I don't know what's going on. I don't want to offend anybody. Oh, I'm sorry it was your little co-host, buddy. That sucks. For anybody who doesn't know, Brainbug gets attached to insects like we do dogs and cats. So it was like a cat. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Oof.
They, them.
Well,
okay.
It's also different because it's easier to eat the bug afterwards than it is a dog.
Jenny, you don't eat a pet. It's just fucking sick, man.
Well, what are you going to do? Bury it? Give it a funeral?
What, an insect? Yeah. Or
like,
if you believe
like,
in
where do you
just
put the
nature,
goldfish
you
when
go
it's
lay them in the
belly up?
backyard.
You toss it in the toilet and give it a flush.
You lay it in the backyard so the other creatures can consume it like nature intended. Or if you're Bree, you might stuff it. So
a stuffed praying mantis.
With Bree, you never know. Bree has got some skill going on. Let me tell you. You're not sure what happened. This batch was so sickly. Oh,
That sucks.
That does.
I don't have anything I'd put in a reel. I've had a dull life. Nothing interesting happened.
Dave, if it was a pet, you never would have ate it. If once you eat it, it's no longer a pet. You can't say that anymore. It was just a cow.
We ate my uncle's pet
that
cow.
Your uncle thought was a pet, but it was food. See, when I was growing up, here's a funny story for anybody that doesn't know. When I was growing up, anything that we were going to eat, we were not allowed to name anything that wasn't a kind of food. So every time mom got 2 pigs, she'd buy 2 piglets. We'd fatten them up, get them big, slaughter them, right? Because that's the cheapest way to do it. And every time we got them, their names were like bacon and sausage or loin and chop. We started out with bacon and sausage when we were little, and then we got older and we got more classy and went to loin and chop. And so we had a cow named Hamburger. We had some ducks that we were going to eat. Someone gave to us, and we ended up keeping them for pets. But one of them, his original name was Orange. I named him that. 10 years old. Orange. He was around for a long time. But yeah, no, that's what my mom did with us. Anything that was going to be eaten had to have a food name. And the hamburger, the bull, dressed out to be like 500 and some odd pounds. He was a big fucking bull. My dad had to shoot him in the head like 12 times before he would go down.
Holy
And
crap.
not because, and it's not because he was hitting him. It's because his skull was so thick that the 30-30 wouldn't go through it. Or no, the 30-06 wouldn't go through his fucking skull.
What? That
Literally, I was standing there at the fence and my dad is shooting this fucking cow in the head. And the cow's just, this bull's going and going after him. And he'd have to run over and hop over the fence. And I'd like look at him and look at the bull. And, you know, they had the big slat fences, big heavy duty. So that bull wasn't going to come. I mean, he could have if he really wanted to, don't get me wrong. But he'd come over by the fence and he'd look at my dad and huff at him and he'd walk away. My dad would sneak up on him again, stick that gun behind his ear. And that fucking bull would flinch and he'd hit his skull with the fucking 30 and it would just bounce off. He had to shoot him like, I don't even know. I mean, 12 might be exaggerated, but I believe it was at least 8 or 9 times. I know it was at least 8 or 9 times. And then
that would
finally
make
that
Old
fucking cow
Yeller
went
a
down.
much different movie.
It took us an entire day to cut that fucking cow up. He was huge. That was a big fucking bull, rather, not cow. You don't kill cows, they create milk. Everybody needs milk in the country.
Come to think of it,
So,
I've never killed any animal besides fish.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't do the scaling thing with fish.
No?
For some reason, and it doesn't do it to me with any other animal. Specifically fish, nothing else, just anything that looks fishish. Oh my god, we have a Ben. Anything that looks fishish, if I like scale it and try to clean it, I can't eat it. It grosses me out. I don't know why.
Well, last summer
But I'll
I decided...
catch it, and if someone else cleans it when I'm not looking, I'll fucking fry that bitch up.
Well, last summer I decided I really wanted to just test myself, and I wanted to live off the land for a full day. So I went fishing. I gathered some herbs, and I did it all myself, and it felt excellent at the end. Like the payoff with that when you do it yourself is immense.
I always tell people if you have small kids, get them into like gardening. Just give them like a little wooden box, put a couple plants
absolutely.
in it. Because I'm telling you, when I grew up, we lived on the family farm, right? We had like a 1/4 acre garden. We had corn and tomatoes, and mom grew all her fresh herbs. And the garden went from way out here behind the house to over underneath the trees. So all the delicate stuff like the herbs you plant underneath the trees, everything in the full sun, the full sun area, you plant like corn and shit that likes it, right? So it would just graduate down to smaller plants. It was actually pretty cool how she set it up. And she thought all this out, and I never knew till I was older. But growing up on that farm, like all these kids I knew were like, I hate vegetables. I was like, dude, I love vegetables.
You know how hard it is to grow
older,
that shit? You better like them.
Right. Well, that's the thing is you go, what is that? You know, Mom, what is that? Oh, that's eggplant. Eggplant. That looks weird. You know, it's not yellow or orange or green. Like, why are we eating that? You know, it's purple. And then you eat it and you go, oh my God, this is good. But on top of that, it's the reward of every time you take a bite, I helped grow this. You think about that shit. And so every time you take a bite, you're like, oh, this fucking tastes good. I worked hard. I was out in that garden sweating my ass off all summer. So right now in the middle of the winter, I can have some really good fucking corn. So it's good for kids. I think it teaches them, one, how to take care of themselves, you know, to fend for themselves. Two, it teaches them, you know, about responsibility because you have to take care of the fucking plants. And three, it'll teach them that hard work gets you somewhere.
Can I talk real quick about the atrocity that Brainbug committed yesterday?
Oh no.
What?
Long Furby.
Did they pet a
No.
tarantula? What?
No, okay. No, they didn't. So what happened? We're in the after party for the perspective. And okay, so it's partially my fault because I mentioned Long Furby. But then Brainbug changed their picture to a Long Furby in the Discord, and also Kenneth Leonard did the same thing, and also Kenneth said that if I ever meet him in person, he's gonna be wearing a long Furby as a scarf. I just can't with these people. So brain bug. Yeah, that's no. I mean the long Furby you picked was a beautiful color. Oh, and then brain bug said something else. On Facebook that just like disturbed the crap out of me. That's the larval stage of the Furby.
Oh, come on.
No, I can't unhear that. Thank you, Bree.
I'll be asleep in less than an hour, and I'll be just nightmares everywhere. What
Yeah.
have we done?
Sorry,
I don't know.
that was all
really
catnip.
big hit, man.
Catnip started the long Furby thing, so
She did. It's all her fault.
oh, brain bug wants to defend
Hold on.
themselves.
Hold on. Have it to you in a minute, buddy.
I can also send it.
Hold on there. Hold on there.
This should be interesting.
Now I just gotta find you in my long ass
I'll send
list
it. I know
Furby
you're on.
chat.
You're one of those Facebook people.
people. Facebook? Who's on Facebook?
Me, I like
Bree
almost
and
exclusively
SR.
use it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Bree,
Bree's
how long has it
easier
been
to
since I
find
sent
on
you an
Facebook.
invite? Holy crap, where are you?
We're the Facebook
I'm
scrubs.
sending it on Facebook because I know you're there.
Ah,
I sent one.
I sent one.
I sent one.
There you go.
I sent
Look
one.
anywhere, Bree. Either way. Twitter, Facebook, you got it everywhere. Oh my god. Ben. How are
Hi.
you, buddy?
Doing all right. I
Good.
I did a thing that I can't talk about yet, but we'll talk about
Okay.
it later on
Right.
this week.
Later. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
Right
but that's where I was tonight. I got a long day tomorrow. Oh, there's brain
Oh.
bug. Oh,
Uh,
we keep
Oh,
hitting
sorry,
the button at the same
you were
time.
gone all stream. I was used to doing it now.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to tell everybody, okay, look at a long Furby. Look at its physiology. Look at the structure of its body, the morphology. It's very
It's an
clearly a
insect?
larval stage of an arthropod.
An
And
arthropod?
A larval stage that looks like that has a good chance of maturing into a species with wings.
No,
That's just not okay. That's not okay.
A
A
winged
species of
Furby?
what?
Bree, I didn't need
Yeah,
this
a winged
information.
Furby. That would be great.
Arthropod.
It might not even look anything like a Furby, though. It can look very different.
It probably still has the
If
face.
it doesn't
though.
have that Furby beak, I would be very disappointed. And the
Wow,
eyes.
a butter
If
Furby.
it doesn't have the face, that's no longer a
Butter
Furby.
Furby.
That
I
would-
It'd be
agree.
So cute,
Yeah.
a butterfly Furby. Aww.
No, that'd be horrifying. Oh, I need to show Brainbug the bald Furby. That's really what I gotta
Carol.
show you guys.
I see Carol all the time on Neil's streams.
Did you say a bald
So
Furby?
you're not a stranger to us,
Mhm.
Carol. Welcome. Thanks for
A
stopping.
hairless Furby. No, what are we
Yeah.
doing?
Was it wrinkly?
Yeah, there's a hairless Furby. I'm going to show you this. It's gonna break people in the audience.
Does it
So
look
if you
like a
need to
hairless
look away, now is the time. Because this is not
I don't
okay.
want to see it. I don't want to see it.
There's the
You've been
first
warned.
time
Trigger
Becca
warning.
said that they didn't want to see a hairless pussy.
Nope.
I got a
Here
new
you
follower
go.
on TikTok.
Here
Shut
you
up.
go.
It's still pretty cute.
It looks like a carrot.
It looks like a carrot, yeah, or some kind of root vegetable.
It's just way too expensive. I don't believe in Furby trafficking.
It's a turnip.
I was expecting it to be wrinklier.
Man.
I mean, it is pretty wrinkly.
Did you tell everybody about your heart today?
About my heart?
Oh,
Yeah,
Kyle's
the
down.
heart you got to see.
Oh, yeah.
ultrasound.
I watched a transesophageal echo.
Ooh, did you?
So they shove an ultrasound probe into the esophagus and look at the heart. It's not that cool of a procedure, but it's just kind of cringeworthy.
Oh, shoving a camera down there to take ultrasounds. Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
the patient anesthetized at all for that?
They're sedated,
Oh, okay.
not completely out, but not completely conscious.
Oh my god.
Because you don't want them to fight, but you want them to breathe on their own at the same time, right? So yeah.
did you
want
think
Yeah,
like
them to-
yeah. You
James
don't
on
want to tube
conservative-
them.
on conservative radio today?
What the
Oh
hell?
no,
On
it
my
was actually fine today because we were in.
on YouTube, I'm at 560.
Oh,
Twitch,
that's TikTok.
TikTok. I've had TikTok, 5 months now, because I started when I started transitioning, and 634 subs.
Yeah, TikTok has way nicer of an algorithm.
Yeah, my daughter has like 4,000 subs on TikTok.
Like my inbox is full of follow backs. It's just full of it.
I must be doing something wrong.
I just don't even understand it, honestly.
I keep on getting all these really cute girls following me. They don't have any videos or any other followers or anything, but they're following me.
That's something,
Yeah, that would
right?
be called Russian bots.
I don't have hardly any followers on.
Oh well,
TikTok, I don't
I'm going
put
to tell
anything
you,
on there,
SR
though, so-
follows me. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Followed me yesterday.
SR
Shut
is
up.
like if you're followed by SR,
followed
you
me
know
4 or
your
5 days.
quality.
So probably found you because of me.
SR watches
Do I
my
even
show
follow
every
you, Kyle?
Saturday. I'm just saying.
I know. I'm also usually in chat with SR.
Yes, you are. A lot of you
Except
people are.
not
Cosmic
this
Kyle,
Kyle,
what
week
are you
because
on-
we've got the
oh.
fundraiser this weekend, so I
Yeah.
won't be there this week.
What was that, B?
How did I not follow you on TikTok? I follow you now.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, buddy.
Which, speaking of the fundraiser,
We were talking about that earlier before you came.
well,
in.
yeah, we still can't get some of those late night slots filled up. So, are we going to be Team No Sleep?
Let's do
So,
it.
Kevin Chaos, the Trusty Ape podcast guy, is
Okay.
going to his office at work, and he's going to get a hold of me, and he's going to see if he can fill any slots.
Okay.
So, there's one potential there. I don't know. The rest of you slackers in that stream in the chat, who wants
Well,
to
because
help?
it's the late night hours, which I can take an extra hour bumping up into Phoebe, but then I'm up again at 4 a.m.
I know.
my time. So
I
it's
know.
like Beck and I need to sleep a little bit, like
just,
at least.
we just want like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah,
I'm
you
going
know,
24
sleep,
hours to
shit,
every
shower,
stream.
masturbate,
covering-
eat all the important things.
Yeah, because how many
Yeah.
hours? We're covering a lot of hours.
when does it start and when does it end?
The gap that we need filled.
Just the whole thing.
It starts
Oh,
on the 4th.
I know it starts on the
at
4th, but
7 p.m. Eastern time, and then goes through.
And
the
it
5th.
starts on Crazy Catnip's channel on Twitch.
well,
We
if you
go
want to
past-
include, I will include if you want. I can include my show in there. Just if I can have that time slot. But if somebody else has it, that's fine.
Oh, I'm sure it's probably gone already.
Oh no,
Okay,
it's
so
probably
the-
Savage, but Savage is probably okay giving you part of the slot because Savage has only taken extra slot thinking that we needed more people.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying that might free some people up to fill some of those other slots too. but
Yeah,
I-
no, that would I'll talk to Savage and
Yeah.
think if
Yeah, because
Yeah, I
she was
can
going to
do-
do a 4-hour stream with Simos.
yeah, but because
Just
they
to
were
fill
initially
in.
wanting to do 2 hours.
So
if I
we
can do
do
like,
have.
I can either do 9:30. I started my thing at 9:30. I can start
AM?
being part of the thing or part of the fundraiser. I can start doing that at 10. I don't know. That's
Well,
Central
you could. How
Standard.
long do you usually go for, Bree?
Hour and a half is my average.
Is
Okay,
that
so you should. So we
Eastern
can bump
time?
up to you. We could bump up to you. Have Savage bump up to you at 9:30, and you start at 9:30, and then just go to
Mhm.
11.
Yeah,
So
is that Eastern time?
Central.
Central time. So let's put it in Eastern time because we got to make sure we're not bumping into Phoebe.
Hi, Phoebe.
Because
Hello.
Phoebe starts at 11 Eastern time.
here we go with my internet. I can tell it's 9:00.
What?
And anybody who-
Louise?
11 Eastern time. That's noon Central time. So yeah, it's not gonna. There'll be a half an hour gap there, actually.
I can always overrun with my
No,
eating.
11 Eastern time is 10 Central time.
Oh, I had that backwards. Yeah, I'm bad at that.
Oh yeah, you're central, aren't you?
So
yeah, I am.
yeah, so if you're able to just feed right into Phoebe, that'd work.
Just don't
Make-
actually
make it
feed
sound-
me.
Make it sound so naughty. Eat into Phoebe.
Well, you know how Phoebe is.
Hello again, Ben.
Hi.
Phoebe, what are you doing up at 4 a.m?
We can't talk about it.
We really can't talk about it
We
yet.
can't talk about it yet. Not yet.
So just
soon.
For anybody else that was thinking about helping with streaming, we do have slots at 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. Eastern, bumping up to the 6 a.m. Eastern. So 2 full hours there. And then we have a hour slot at 2 a.m. Eastern as well. So if anybody's late night or UK people and want to fill in any slots, and don't look at Phoebe because she's already got a whole bunch of them. Thank you, Phoebe.
Do you have any Aussies? Because
We tried getting them. They're not available.
Mr. Bear.
But Brain Bug, could you potentially?
I don't know Mr. Bear. I can't ask him.
Could you, if I confirm with Savage, can you potentially start a half hour earlier?
A 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
And then take the full time up to Phoebe.
But that would be 9
unless you
Eastern.
want to. What?
It's 9 Eastern, so it would be 8 Central.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, that's really early.
Yeah, no.
But he could
Never
do
mind.
the 10 a.m. slot, which is 9 for him. If he can start, if they can start at 9, then they can do the 9 their time. They can do the 10 a.m. to 11 up against Phoebe's.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
do
no,
that.
that's what I'm talking about. The 9. No, I'm talking about the 9 Central. If you
So
take
10
the hour, start at 9 Central instead of 9:30 Central.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. That's fine.
Okay, yeah, because that just takes off the last hour from Savage.
Yeah, and I'll just do like the first half an hour, do about the fundraiser and everything. Just go on about that. I can bring up about that and talk about everybody else's show. So I'm sure I'm going to be in everybody's stream. There's going to be stuff to talk about. Just do a preamble.
Oh yeah, we can. And then of course, if you want people to come on with you, let us know, and we can jump on. We can take turns jumping in there and bullshitting with you, or you can do like I'm doing tonight and do a Ask Me Anything stream. Those always turn into good conversations for sure. This one did tonight until me and Jenny ran out of what to say.
Because I might as well just take this extra hour leading into Phoebe, and might as well. But then, that means you and I would be streaming for 5 hours straight.
I know, bro. It's all right.
I mean, I'll do it, but because it's a weekend.
Well, I
I'll do
stream first for 2 hours, then you stream for 2 hours, so I could take a
And then
break
if I
while you're
add-
streaming, and then I can come back for the last hour. And
I would take
cover
more,
that.
but like my family would be really mad if I started streaming in the middle.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Well, actually,
It'd be
actually-
fine.
Neil did offer to take another hour, so if we push both of us back, but then that makes trivia night way too late for people.
Yeah, I know.
So I said like to
Is it
not
too
do
late
that,
for
and I'll just
people, or
take
is
an
it just a
extra.
different audience. 'Cause it could just be a different audience.
But
for
I
the
have
West
my
Coast
audience that I want on my trivia night. I
Okay.
want them to go to
mean,
bed.
I
We
get
have a
it,
little
man.
groove.
I love your
Yeah.
bow tie, by the way.
I'm
I'm
I love
already
it.
later than
Yeah.
trivia usually would go.
What I will say is there's a wonderful guest writer that has, put her hand in her brain and pulled stuff out for this trivia, and I want to be there too.
Yeah.
Where's the
Because we
rest
just
of
have
Phoebe? I
3
can't see
hours
your
left
face.
to fill.
What'd you say, Bree? I didn't hear
I said I
that.
can't see the rest of Phoebe's face. She's hiding.
I know.
There you go.
Thanks, Phoebes.
And nobody asked me, so I'll just stay in the kitchen and make coffee and sandwiches.
What did you
Can I
ask
have
you?
a
What,
sandwich,
honey?
Jenny?
To participate in the fundraiser?
Nobody has to ask you. You're welcome on everybody's channels. That's a given.
Oi, Jenny, we love you. Full stop.
Yeah, like why would we invite you when you're constantly invited? Like literally, that would be silly.
Can I do a panel?
You're gonna
You
get
always got a
links.
spot, Jenny.
You're gonna get links for almost every freaking channel that streams. So you
I'm gonna
might
put
miss
me-
like Nat One Heroes, Atheist Edge, maybe, or if Ben's doing a serious stream. But otherwise, any of the open mics you're gonna be in anyways.
Yeah, the last
I wanted to
the
talk
last-
dirty with SR.
SR's well, no, SR's doing a more serious stream with me.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, they're doing.
But you can be in the
medical
chat
shit.
talking dirty with SR.
SR's doing serious stuff. Is it?
Well,
Mhm.
like not serious, but like we're talking about philosophy and science.
okay.
So
I thought something serious was going on. And I was like, oh no, but
no, we're just taking more of like the I don't know that side of things for a little
Yeah.
bit.
I get it.
But I'm gonna put myself down for that hour leading into Phoebe's breakfast. You know what?
Do you have
Maybe
a?
that's when I should do my breakfast. Right before Phoebe's breakfast. Leading into Phoebe's breakfast with my breakfast, where I do my mukbang, my American stereotypical diabetes high.
I love it.
IHOP
You know
mukbang.
why? Because then when you're done, you can just go to bed. We can just eat a bunch of food and then we'll go to sleep.
We'll go
and
to
then we'll
bed,
get up
but
in
then
the
I have to
morning
get
and
up
go
again at 4. But then I have to get up again at 4.
Yeah, but 3 or 4 hour nap is plenty, man. Be fine.
Isn't Phoebe's? Are you doing a
It's
breakfast?
3,
Isn't
yeah.
your thing at like 6 in the evening over there?
Shh, 3's fine.
No, it's 6 in the morning over there.
See, I'm on in the morning and I'm on in the evening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're all doing multiple streams. I'm
Well,
gonna put myself down tentatively though. For here, I'm gonna do breakfast with Ben at night.
Except for me, I'm only doing one stream, but I'll probably be in.
hey
other
Ben,
people's
you know what you
streams.
could do?
Hmm.
Why don't you let me put that run that in my StreamYards, and that way you don't have to control everything while you're fucking eating and shit. I mean, I'll eat with you.
I'm fine. I'm fine doing it because I'll just do it on my
Oh,
Twitch.
okay.
I'll just get it
Oh, you're
delivered.
gonna do it on Twitch. Yeah,
I'll get it
okay.
delivered and then I'll just eat it.
I gotta
But
bring some food home then that night. I'm gonna have to bring.
well, I'm
some
getting diabetes
easy
pancakes from my
easy
house.
to heat.
It's got to be
Oh,
like
man,
and bacon.
there's
You
this-
gotta have bacon too.
there's this place in town and it's a fucking food truck and this guy makes the best fucking breakfast ever.
Well, because the
And
point
it's
is
cheap. It's like $7
Yeah.
and he gives you this thing full of fucking food and the pancakes are like really thick and like this big, like they're 6 or 8 inch cross pancakes and they're
Does he make an
homemade.
omelet?
Oh, dude, he makes everything. He's a little fucking Mexican guy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that dude can fucking cook, man. And it's like $7 a plate, which is I'm in a touristy area. Food is expensive. Everything's expensive here.
That's pretty
So
reasonable.
$7 a plate is dirt cheap.
so yeah. As the thought was because Phoebe is doing the whole English breakfast thing, and
Right.
so I'm like, I have to be that American that's like freedom pancakes. Let's go diabetes. So
if you don't
because,
put
like,
bananas, strawberries, and blueberries on those pancakes, I will be disappointed, sir.
oh no, I was gonna do like the birthday cake or whatever's the most sugar filled pancake because that's like that's America, right?
Hell
Boom,
yeah,
pick
man.
her up.
That is fucking American.
And then bacon.
Good night, Kyle. Love you, buddy.
Night, Kyle. Yeah, so I'll do that, and
Night,
then
Kyle.
I'll probably
Night,
end up
Kyle.
for a lot of the stream. Like we'll have the trivia. We'll probably play some Jackbox. We might play some trucks if people leave and we need something to do. We can play some trucks. I can talk about something. I don't know. We'll make it. We'll make it fun.
Oh yeah, and Ben,
And
I meant to
then-
ask you, are you okay with the color of truck that it was kind of lavender color. I didn't know if that was going to be a good color for you. It seems like red, so I can get you a red truck
Oh.
if you want.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, Beck, did you see Brainbug's
Freedom
new loading
Toast?
screen?
No.
Oh, it's great because it's got all the different like content creators like represented, and
Right.
I'm on a truck pulling your tiny home with your cat
Oh,
in
you
the
told
window.
me about that, but I
Yeah.
haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's great.
You should send that to me, Brie. me
Oh,
see it.
hold on, I can drop it in the.
Let me see it.
It's funny. I tried to get your cat. I got a cat that looks kind of like yours. I don't know.
Aw, really?
In the tiny house, yeah, in the little
Aw.
window.
Thanks, Free. That's sweet. Yeah, throw it in the private chat. I'll play it
There you
so everybody
go.
can watch it. There we go. Hold on.
All right, kids, good night.
If we really need
Okay,
a
hold on.
break though, oh, go ahead, Jenny.
Good night.
Oh,
Good night, Jenny.
good night,
Love you.
Jenny.
Good night, chat. Love ya.
Love you too.
If we need a break sometime in the stream, we can always pull a stool. Oh, here we go.
There's Ben.
Go back a little bit.
Oh, I missed it.
We're at the very beginning. Go all the way to the beginning. All the way back.
Yeah, I'm going all the way to the beginning.
Yeah. There you
Here's your track.
There we are.
Ben.
No, and then
Gotta
later
be
on,
Mama.
yeah, and then later on, it's
Mad
the
Pig.
trick pulling your tiny home.
Who's that one?
There's
Oh,
a
that's
critical
Dave.
purple. Yeah.
Yep.
I've decided I'm not telling anybody what's for who. Yeah, because some people might
Gotta guess.
Silver
be obvious.
Surfer. Dragons and Genesis.
There's purple.
Purple rhymes with orange.
There's your house.
Ah, Beck's place. That's so cool, Bree. Aw. Feel like honored right now, Mothman. Or just a moth with some crazy ass eyes.
There's
Who's that?
Phoebe.
Phoebe the witch.
Couldn't tell it was in a helicopter. Too fast.
There's
Oh,
Neil.
that's awesome, bro. Oh my god. The bear. That's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love this so much.
And there's the Mario sign.
It is. Damn, bro, you did all that yourself?
Yeah, I've been playing with my editing software. I just like having fun
I
with
see
it.
that.
That's awesome. Oh, there we are again.
Purple's
And we
on
got
top of
purple
my
on it.
house.
Yeah.
Purple's on my house,
Whoa.
chilling.
Yeah, there's got Sloth Girl
Dave's
up there.
standing
too.
in the
Cat.
front door.
Look at your
Oh,
cat.
I see the
Look
cat.
at the cat.
Aw, you're so cute.
And it just plays out on a loop before my show starts. I thought it was fun.
Well, what we
man,
need to
that's
do-
Great.
What we need
That's
to
so
do,
cute.
if we get too exhausted to stream, we just got to pull a stool and fall asleep while streaming a potato.
Yes. Yes, I'm going to stream my potato. I'll go
And
buy a
Stool-
potato
the
just
stool
for the
did
event.
that because
I
stool
know he
did
did.
that.
I'm going to cut mine up to look like something different. Like, instead of a penis, maybe I'll go with like boobs or something. I don't know.
I'll put a sticky note that says Stool's potato, and I'll leave it as
Just stick it on.
Stool's contribution to the fundraiser. That
Hey, Ben, you know how since you pay for StreamYard, you know they got some new features, right?
yeah.
Did you get the email on that? You can use 2 different cameras at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Especially for people
sweet.
that are like doing like Lego builds and shit.
hmm
You know, they don't have to use that one camera anymore.
No,
But
I
it's got
legit like.
it's a whole bunch of new features.
I'm gonna get a starting soon screen that's just Stool's potato.
Just a
Somebody
potato.
please just shoot Dave right now. That was horrible, Dave.
Oh no.
Horrible.
Space Cat Dad.
I'm gonna get a potato
Space
and
cat dead.
write in Sharpie on it Stool's potato, and then I'm just gonna get a picture of it and use that as my like BRB screen.
I just had an idea. Go into the baby doll section and find a little fucking toboggan hat like Stool usually wears and put it on.
On the potato?
Yes. And write Stool's potato on it. Because you always tease him about the hats and stuff. It's all the hat
We
thing's always
do
a joke. with
Stool's
Stool.
hat.
Yeah, Stool's hat.
I need to make sure he's
Absolutely.
there watching my pancake video. It will be a good time for him in the UK though. I'm
Yeah.
gonna let him know that I'm
well.
gonna be eating. I hope that he comes on. I'm gonna send him a link. I want him to come on while I eat the pancakes.
Oh,
I
that would
want
be great,
Stool's
man. I'd love to
commentary.
hang out with Stool at fucking 2 a.m. Fuck. That's gonna be
I'm gonna-
crazy.
I'm gonna let. I'm
It'd be like the middle of
messaging
his
Stool
day, we're
now.
gonna be like tired and drunk. It'll be fun.
I will. Oh, I'm getting drunk, and like I mean, it won't be too much of a problem if I stay up super late because I mean I am still in my 20s and I can probably handle it.
Yeah, I'll be fine. I don't care.
What's up, Nick?
But you know what? If I don't feel good the next day, you know what'll happen? When I go over to her house, she'll just take care of me. I'm
Yeah.
fine. I'm spoiled. I don't mind staying up all night for her. For Diana.
Oh, yeah, it's for Diana too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the point. I don't. I don't care. You know what that'll mean is I'll have to take a nap early in the morning, and then I'll go to bed at my regular time and actually sleep well. So cool.
Somebody needs to find out Diana's favorite bug for me. I'll do that for the bug of the week.
Yes.
Who's in time? Do you know who in time
That's
has
Nick.
been?
That's Nick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi, Nick. How the fuck are you?
Where's that porn bomber person? Didn't
Oh
to
my
beat
God.
somebody. Did you see that? They
Which one?
They impersonated Purple and Kyle.
Oh, and yeah, and porn bombed. Who was it?
Cindy Plaza.
Cindy Plaza. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard about that.
She thought
Because
it was
Purple and Kyle came into my chat back to back going, if it's, watch out, there's a fake me. And I was like, that's so weird. There's both you. And they were like, yeah, it happened to both of us. And I was like, Jesus.
I think it was the same person doing both. And there's a third person, but I
Sure.
didn't recognize who they were, whose account they were on.
Mhm.
But Cindy thought maybe it was really them for a minute. And I was like, no, Cindy, it was not. Kyle, I know Purple better than I know Kyle. I know Purple wouldn't do that. And I don't have any, I've never got any indication that Kyle would ever do something.
Kyle
like
wouldn't. Oh, God, no. He's a
No.
big teddy bear. He's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, here's the thing, though. This is what they said to me, and I thought, this is what Kyle said, and I thought, oh my God, you're right. That's the best way to tell. He said, if one of me comes in and they're not modded, boot them. Because they're both modded on my channel.
Right.
So I'll know if I get a fake one of them.
Well, they weren't coming in the chat. They were coming right into the
Stream.
StreamYard.
Oh, damn.
Somebody did that shit to my brother for a while, man.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine, like, my brother who is, like, this gentle soul who doesn't, like, think about people, body parts, that kind. He's just not that kind of person. And this guy had a video of this, like, I don't know, guy from, like, Burma or something like that. And he had his legs, like, pulled up, and it was just like, you know, a edited in diarrhea stream, basically. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. You could see the guy's like nuts and everything.
That's horrible.
And my brother was just like, oh my God.
Oh man.
Like he's sitting there talking about like religion and atheism and the Bible and God and blah blah blah. And he's talking about all this shit and somebody he was like, I am so if you guys now he will not let anybody on he doesn't know. He's like, show your face. You're not coming on. Everybody. He doesn't give a fuck.
The problem with that, though, is somebody can take a clip of like us sitting here and talking and like have like cut out Ben right there and take a little recording of that and put that as their camera, as their video feed when they pop into the StreamYard.
Right. But, you know, yeah. I mean, you could. Yeah, you could. I think you know.
Yeah. Well, because Cindy was like, I think I saw Kyle's face though. And I'm like, if you saw Kyle's face, they took a video of him when he was on somebody else's stream.
It's probably his icon.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I know. She showed me the icons and stuff. I was in the chat, but I was doing something. I was actually washing my dog. Because it snowed last week and then it's been snowing. And then this last week it's been like in the 70s, so it's a mud puddle outside. So every time the dog goes out, it's like taking a bath over again. So I wasn't watching, so I didn't see it happen. So she sent me screenshots of it. I was like, no, it wasn't. That couldn't have been them. Could not have been them. Purple never do anything like that. I've known Purple for a few years now, and I don't get that vibe off of them at all. Off her.
There, now you look. Thank you. Yes, you do look normal now. I appreciate that. Can't fuck with my head like that, man. I don't know everybody's like other accounts and sock accounts, and I like just don't know. I can't keep track.
Mm-hmm.
At least Math Pigs are obvious. His are like Math Pig 1, Math Pig 2, Math Pig 3, Math Pig 4.
He doesn't.
So and then there's tons of mice. And then there's tons of mice, but he doesn't ever come in people's streams though. He's just saying
no, he never does. Yeah, if somebody tries to come in and says tons of mice, you know they're full of shit because he does not go.
Yeah, because it's not mice.
No.
What did Stool had taken on a weird name the last time it was Peep is something or other. I gotta back to the last stream that Stool was on because that was funny. I think it was last week's trivia night. Stool showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's when it was.
He always shows. Oh yeah, because Oh man, Bree. This was like
Because
okay.
and Stool was
the
kicking
past
ass in the
two-
game too.
Yeah.
Bastard.
Well, yeah, and then Stool was there for the past 2 trivia nights actually, but no, but this made my life. This made my life that I got both SR and Stool on a stream together, and I am just like I'm complete. My life is complete now.
Oh, was it
Oh,
some hilarity ensue?
Yeah, I was like, SR, you gotta meet Stool. You just gotta. No, and then what happened was Stool won trivia night. Like the first time that the two of them met. And Stool was like said basically that he expected if he won trivia that he was gonna be given sex servants. So now both
like,
and
dude,
SR are
yeah,
Stool's
are there
sex servants.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess, yeah. If that was the rule, they agreed to that.
Oh,
when we started the game.
they agreed. They agreed. It's Bolt and SR though, just those two, nobody else.
Yeah. All right. Well, gentlemen, I have to go to bed, so I will talk to you
Yeah,
guys later.
I think we'll probably have to. We're probably gonna.
Yeah, I'm about to make something to eat. I'm starving, man. I've eaten all night.
But I did want to pop in for a little bit at least. So.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you. So, well, let's just go ahead and cut it off, and
Yeah,
we'll
let's end it.
all go do our thing. I'm tired, anyways. It's
Yeah.
been a long fucking weekend. I got 2 more days. So,
Mm-hmm.
everybody in the chat, I appreciate you guys, and I love you guys, and whoever's still there, you're amazing. Because we really didn't say much for a while. Bree, thanks for stopping by. I love you and I appreciate you, and I miss your face. So it's good to be able to at least
happy
talk
you
to
came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy to
And
be
Ben,
here.
thanks for
Love you guys.
Go ahead. Oh, I love you too. And then Ben, of course, thanks for coming by after your rough, long fucking day. So everybody out there, take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Have peace.